So the Cornwall meet is on the 25th of July. All the details are a previous video, and you can find them on the MOS Facebook group, as well as on the events section of the UK Prepper Network Discord. That is the first one coming. Then we've got the Midlands one, mid-August. That's on there as well. And then there's a Pinus Preppers in October. So if you want to go for any of them, brilliant. But what you really want to go to is the Scotland one in 2026, because we've already got over 43 pitches sold. 43. That's not 43 people. There might be 2 or 3 people per pitch. It's going to be huge. So that's awesome. So the tickets for that, Miss Worm will post a link for that if you want to get your ticket before they're sold out. And it's August bank holiday next year. So plenty of time in advance. I would usually do an update on the charity fundraiser. Needless to say, we're past 2,000 and my legs are getting waxed. That's all you need to know. But please do still keep giving to the great cause of Help for Heroes. Everything we raise is awesome. I didn't get the screens up in time to do an update. Before we get our guests on, we've got 2 people waiting. Let's see what the subjects could be this evening. So we've got severe weather warnings, as always. So we've got thunderstorm warnings across the UK. The third UK heat wave of 2025. Temperatures have topped 34 degrees in London, and we've all seen the temperatures going on. So there's a big heat wave going on. Obviously, the water companies are suffering from that, and talking about we've done hose pipe bans and talking about other kinds of rationing, and they've just come under fire, the water companies, for Environment Agency reports 60% surge in serious pollution incidents. So they're already under the cosh. So we've got a nationwide emergency alert test set for the 7th of September. So turn it on your phone and practice as if it's real. It's a great opportunity as a prepper to put something into practice and teach others who are not into prepping in your family all about it. It's a good excuse for that. So mark that in your diary. Sunday, 7th September, 3 p.m. But don't tell them when it's going to be. Yeah, and UK have signed a joint defence agreement with Germany. We've not had anything in place like that since World War II. So preludes to war, maybe. Video in the making. Anyway, loads of people in the chat. Thank you for being here. Rift Security and Miss Worm in there policing everybody. I'm not sure if Evil Girl accepted the role. I'll make her a mod if she did. You'll have to let me know, Miss Worm. Let's get our guests in. Oh, it's Brian. What a shock. How you doing, Brian?
Oh, good, mate. How's things?
Not bad, not bad. I can't believe I've just rattled all that spiel through after having a crisis with the PC. 300 degrees Celsius in my house alone. I've got my rag going here. Ben is muted. Are you there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, awesome. There you go. Ben is here.
It's
You've no
toasty.
Fancy background today. It's just chaos.
Yes.
It's like
Just
my house.
ignore it. It's mad. No, it's funny. I'm at like 5 or 10 FPS whenever I put the virtual backdrop up. So it's like, okay, no blur, no backdrop. We're doing this stuff raw.
Yes, yeah. Buy a backdrop. There you go. This is for photography, the photography one. So,
Quality.
or just like Brian, just set up 3,500 power banks. So, lots in the news, gentlemen. Don't forget, everyone in the chat. This is just talk about preps. That's all it is all night. Ask questions, anything you want to ask about prepping, about the world, about the news, and join in the chat with the links that I posted before. I'll keep posting it every so often if you want to come and join us live on stage. Brian, how's your day been?
All right, mate. My physio this morning, so that was interesting.
Did he say stop the Pepsi?
No, it was worse than that and a bit more brutal. After she'd done her thing, she leaned forward on the desk like this with her elbows and said, well, you know, your heels are weight bearing, right? And then she's like, and you're a big man. I'm like, okay. If you lost some weight, it would probably help your tendons. I'm like, I've already started a week. That's good. That's good. Just take it easy. But she had a funny accent as well. But so basically, she called me a fat bastard at physio. That was how it basically went.
If the
But,
physio
yeah.
was, if the physio was Scottish, that's how she'd have said it. So because she wasn't, she said it like in a roundabout way instead.
She ironically was the size of a small pillbox, which filled me with humour. Other than that, mate, all good.
Yeah, all good. So apart from everything going on in the world, right? We'll talk about that in a second. Ben, how's your day been?
All good. Enjoying a bit of the chill out. Now we're coming down in temperatures rather than staying up in the 30s and turning everything into a personal sweat bath.
It's all come into my house. Like Salford's cool outside, and Manchester and Greater Manchester. It's all cold in my house. It's an oven.
I bet. Nah, we got a flat roof on top of our house, so it's just retaining the heat.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's horrible.
This is why it's going to be meatloaf all night like this. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's 18 degrees in here. I had to wear a top. Was that pulled the other one?
That's awesome. We have a £5 super chat already. After catching up with the CME live, I wondered what would happen to a pacemaker in a CME. Can put Granny in a Faraday box. In a CME wouldn't be an issue. There's not anything big enough at all to pick up the signal. I mean, make sure she's not plugged in. Just, you know, if it's a USB charging pacemaker, make sure she's unplugged. But no, generally wouldn't affect it at all. Even an EMP, I think, yeah, it probably would if it was an EMP, but it depends the distance you are away from it, how much it would affect something like that that's inside you. So yeah, if there's an EMP, get ready to restart Granny. If it's a CME, don't worry about it. Just keep her away from the plug sockets. So thank you for the question, and more importantly, thank you for the super chat. It really does help. That is awesome. Brian, Heatwave, how are you handling it apart from in the shed? I'm going to munch pizza, so I do apologize in advance.
In the house, I mean, it's about 25 degrees at the moment. So when you posted that you were doing a live, it's not that I wasn't interested, but it gave me a good excuse to sit out here where the tins are cool. So the dogs and the kids and that are sitting like greased monkeys, but the tins are beautifully cool.
The obsession's real that you're treating your power banks better than your family. This is not good.
Well, like I say to my wife, no matter what button I press with the power banks, they're never too tired and it's always the right button.
We've started. Welcome to the UK Prepper Network. This is how we roll. Ben, apart from the flat roof, how are you handling the heat?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm kind of used to it, so it's more Mrs. RP I feel more concerned about. She don't do well in heat at all.
No. I don't think anybody does in this heat. I don't know anyone enjoying this heat at all. Except I did see a homeless guy the other day wearing a full duffel coat, which I thought, great.
There's a few of them around by Asda near us that are in coats that are so thick. You're thinking, how are you not getting any kind of heat stroke right now? Are you sure you're okay?
Hi, Lee.
Lee from the Bug Out saying, Lee, if you're not busy, it's an open mic night. You can join us.
Evening, Lee.
The heat wave sucks and it's ongoing. But it's accompanied with rain here now. Are you guys getting the rain? Because of the severe weather warning across the UK for Saturday. Yellow warnings for thunderstorms and stuff like that. I love it. I love watching the thunderstorms.
I'm on a drone course tomorrow. This should be interesting.
You're on a drone course?
For the next 2.5 weeks, a couple of days on commercial pilot a drone.
The first strike, when one goes down, it's like, okay, that's the course over for the day. There's a couple of grand just exploded.
36 grand a pop.
Ben, it's technically the third heat wave of 2025. Is global warming real? Let's get the controversy stirred.
I mean, ask Greta.
I can't. Isn't she being kidnapped?
Allegedly.
No, but genuinely, do you think this is a new thing, or is it just the media blowing it out of proportion because of what we've had in the past?
No, I gotta be honest. I think it is. I think it is a new thing. We can't dispute it. When we started getting, I'd say as far back as the Beast from the East, when we started getting that severe outlook on, hey guys, snow is on the way. It looks like it's going to be what they call it, snow drift or blizzard drift, something like that. And we could see it up to 3 to 6 feet high. Everyone was there going, oh yeah, all right. We've seen worse than that in the 80s. And next thing you know, 5 days in where we lived anyway, everything was at a standstill. So going from that time period moving forward, you can see summer's getting hotter, winter's getting harsher, sort of late December, early January for the harsher winters. But I mean, the signs are there, whether you want to really accept it or not. The planet is getting hotter. Yeah. And for places like us, we're not used to this kind of heat wave, at least 2 or 3 times. We get one if we're lucky.
Yeah. Brian, are you expecting the changes to make Costa del Glasgow a real thing soon?
I don't think the weather intensity's changed. I think when it occurs has changed. Over the last 5 years, it's been a really, really nice May. And yet June's been okay. The last 2 weeks in June pisses down. First week in July rains. And then you might get a couple of nice weeks in August, September. And the winters up here have been mild the last 4 or 5 years. It's been pretty mild. Lucky to get a couple of days of snow. So I think you've got a cycle of weather, and we're just in an unpredictable cycle. Yeah. Man makes an impact in the world. There's no denying that. But there's been greater catastrophes.
Plenty of denying that. There's loads of deniers, Brian.
I think when you are putting billions of people on the planet who all have waste products, who all consume, then it's going to have an effect. Whether we want to admit it or not, it will.
Yeah. Horace says it's just whether global warming my ass. Let's pick up a few questions before they drift off. 75 you in here. This is your live. Don't forget you can join in the live stream on the screen or through the chat. Philip Hull, had the Delta 2 delivered today. Is it easy to set up? Brian, plug and play, right?
Plug and play, mate. Absolutely no dramas at all. Remember and register for your eco credits. So once you register your EcoFlow, it'll direct you to eco credits, and it's like Tesco club card points. You need to spend about $4,000 for a fucking bag, basically.
How did I know you'd be on a loyalty scheme?
It's not much for the loyalty. So it's plug and play. The app's fairly intuitive, but basically take out the box and it's good to go, mate. Sits about 33%.
If you're not going to buy 365 things from EcoFlow during the year like Brian does, send your eco points to him. Yeah, there we go. Let's pass them on. Let's build up Brian enough to get a bag to review.
I've already done that. The bag was crap.
You can't hammer a bag though, can you? What happens if we get to 2,500? What horror can we come up with for that? Any ideas? Listen, no, nothing else is getting waxed, shaved, pulled, eyebrows tweezed.
I'd shave my hair off if you want.
Well, I'm going to do that anyway shortly because, I went to the barber and said, can you just cut the grey out? He went, no.
There's no saving that. They look at you, no saving that.
I think if it gets to 2.5, he should have tattooed on his back, Brian made me do it.
Okay, add a 0 and we'll consider it. 25,000 and we'll do that.
There's got to be somebody rich watches this that's going to put 25 grand in.
Don't, because an anonymous donation took it to over 2. So, anyway. Philip Hull, a question from my missus. What are your thoughts on potential civil unrest across Europe and the risk of fragmentation of it? Yeah, we're seeing it everywhere, right? I mean, not to take sides or shout politics or anything, but it's right wing, left wing. It really doesn't matter what the cause is. Every protest is turning into like things on fire and stuff now. Do you think that's going to spread across more to here? We're already getting it here, Brian. What do you think the risks are on that?
It's happening here. I think fear warmer. last year when he was quite brutal in how he stamped down with the sentences. I think that probably postponed further large-scale civil unrest because he was quite draconian about it.
Funny enough, a lot of them have just got out.
When you can have somebody who's a systemic thief, they do it all the time, who gets a slap in the wrist and never sees inside their prison, but you use hurty feelings on Facebook and you go to jail for 18 months, that's a bit of an issue. So I think he played a blinder last year with what he did with the sentencing, and it's probably taken the sting out of large-scale civil unrest. But when you're seeing kids being attacked in England by some people, allegedly, that important word, allegedly, then you're going to get a reaction. And it's not going to be a good one. But you're also going to have arseholes who take advantage of it just to stir the shit.
Ben, you see civil unrest as one of the threats?
Yeah. I was having a look on the opposite monitor. I saw a report earlier that it's starting to happen in France. Me and Mrs. RP were having a look earlier on, and we saw a little coverage on Reuters.
It was at Cali, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And not only that, look at Spain. Spain's been on the cards now the last few days.
And Greece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just before... Bless me, sorry, guys.
Bless you.
I knew that was coming. That's why I was trying to hold it back.
That's what she said.
Hey. Now, we've got the swear jar. What's next? The raunchy jar. But
the innuendo box.
Yeah.
Fanar.
I can see the moths just flying out the wallet right now. But yeah, no, I mean, it all really kicked off, didn't it? More towards when Bryce Norton got infiltrated. Let's use that word, infiltrated, and Aquatori. That's where we started seeing more civil unrest. Then was, for the UK mainly. We already had the protests with the plasticine movement. So I don't know. I'd say
I think
the potential's high. To round it off, potential is quite high at the minute, especially with what's going on in the last couple of days.
Is it all little pockets though, Brian? Surely if they're not all together for one big cause, it's not much of a threat. Just avoid them areas, right?
it'll depend on what the catalyst is. Remember when the riots were in London about 15 years ago, something like that?
The Duggan riots. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was those riots and had copycat riots all throughout the UK.
Yeah.
So it only needs the right tinder and the right spark and it could explode.
Well, we saw that.
And we saw that last year.
Yeah, with South
yeah.
I was just going to say, yeah.
And everybody's unhappy with the state of affairs at the moment.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to be happy about, is there? I think that pretty much answers the question anyway. Thank you for that, Phil. Pete had a question, said, Lee, what did Mike buy? We want to know. I bought stuff that I can't show you or tell you on here, but there will be a video coming soon on my Patreon page. So there you go. So there's another reason to get on there and you can see what I got from the Bug Out store.
Was it another butt plug?
It was.
I just had the look from Mrs. RP. I'm not involved in this one.
He sells special ones that are in the shape of a bug, you see. It was that or Lee's face. There was two models. I could
try both.
Hard to choose. Anything you guys want to bring up, feel free to bring up. I'm just going to look through the chat and see what people are talking about. So
I'll bring one thing up quickly. The fact I think I've offended you, considering I said Coca-Cola appreciation of heathens.
Yeah. Shocking.
Pepsi fans.
Divorce. I better start liking cola.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's get a vote poll up with 88 people in here. What's going on with Ukraine, Ben? You're our Ukraine watchman, so fill us all in, please, while I do this.
So I'll give the just briefs of what's going on for tonight at the moment. So where's our Discord stuff? Here we go. Yeah, so roughly around 6:30 this evening, UK time, just in case there's anyone else watching who's not from the UK. Russia kicked off a massive offensive on Ukraine, covering Kharkiv, well, mainly for air alerts, but covering the Sumy regions, Poltava, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Mykolaiv, and Odessa to start with. But this time round, a lot of people in the open source chat I was watching was stating that the difference between most of the attacks this week is there's been very minimal drone usage, and it's been mainly BMs. So at the moment, there's been 60 waves, so 60 drones totaled, which is an all-time low considering yesterday it went up to just over 500 drones used.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're currently at 24 caliber cruise missiles have been fired, with an undetermined amount intercepted. They're still getting reports on that. In the Sea of Azov, around about 8 minutes past 8 this evening, 3 Fusion M-class military carriers were remaining active in the sea, and the vessels were capable of launching a combined salvo of 24 caliber cruise missiles. So, like a couple of people said, poisoned water tipped him over the edge. The US supplying more rockets have tipped him over the edge. It's been a whole new offensive on a whole new scale. And
do we think it's to do with
2.5 hours earlier than most nights? There's been a pattern. So one night it's a couple of drones here and there, a couple of missiles, then it goes dead for 6-7 hours at a time. Then it kicks off again. By day 2, it could start at, say, 7-8 o'clock at night and then carry on all the way through. But it's rough. Like right now, there's only 8 regions out of the entirety of Ukraine that are currently still clear. The rest are all under red right now.
Do we think this is to do with Trump putting?
Oh, I've lost audio again. 1 sec.
That's why. That's why
I lost audio.
Brian,
we're going to need cue cards.
Do you think it's to do with Trump's 50-day thingy? Do you think Putin now thinks I'm going to get in there and smash them?
I still lost you. I'll leave and rejoin. 1 sec, guys.
All right, no worries. What do you think, Brian?
I think
do you think he's sped it up?
I think he's got major economic problems coming down the track. He's facing even more sanctions and renewed military support after upsetting his little orange friend. So, yeah, I think the 50-day thing, Trump changes deadlines like his pants. Right? They change all the time. They're arbitrary. They don't mean anything. So, I think it's more financial pressure than a 50-day timeline. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he'll do anything at the end of this alleged deadline? That's the thing.
I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of cards to play, Trump. As long as the Europeans are willing to spend the money, he'll quite happily send the. He wins on every front on this. He can say, "I'm selling billions of pounds of weapons to Ukraine. Look, I'm supporting them. They're not free, but it looks like he's lending support, right?" He wins because it's not a freebie, and he wins because he's bringing jobs and cash to the US. So he can't lose anyway on this, really.
No. Where was it? Yeah. So Mark said Ukraine, little grifter, still hasn't left office. Russia is bored with it now. Many Russian people just want it over. I think they wanted it over from the start because it's their soldiers falling as well. But the Quest should keep the guest should keep out of it. NATO are to blame for pushing the bear.
I don't agree with that. I think there's been a lot of faults. Everybody's got skin in the game. The election in Ukraine in 2014, how far back do you want to go? Because You could say it was the election in 2014 that tipped it over the edge. You could say it was NATO encroachment tipped it over the edge. You could say that nobody obeyed the deals that they made to support Ukraine if they gave up nukes. There's lots of slants on this you could put, but ultimately there's a lot of innocent people dying that shouldn't be dead. I think everybody needs a truth that they can live with and a deal that none of them like. So there's no way in this planet, none, that Russia's going to walk away without territory. Absolutely zero. And I think everybody knows that. If I was a betting man, I think they'll keep Crimea and Ukraine will officially cede it and the world will recognise it. And that
weren't they already at that point though?
Yeah, but nobody ratified anything. Nothing was signed and done and dusted. Putin will be under a lot of pressure. He's crippled his economy for 4 years for this shit. He needs a result.
His result is under the underground in Ukraine. So he's got to take it and get the resources. That's how any world conflict has gone. Nobody has the money when they initially start a world conflict to take over half the world. Whatever you conquer in the first country is then poured into the machine to push on for the rest. He's got to take it, in my opinion. I don't think he's left himself with much options. He's either got to completely back off and concede defeat, which we know he's not going to do.
He's not going to do it.
The whole thing. Yeah.
I don't think he's got the moxie to take the whole thing at the moment.
Indy Scott Bryan said Putin admitted he wanted to bring back the USSR. Is his motive for Ukraine? So
that plays well on the TV though for him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Now I'm back very quick.
You're not coming through your mic. You're coming through an external mic. I heard somebody light a lighter.
This is RP. Is that better?
That's better. There you go.
Okay. I'll share screen quick. We've actually had 2 hits in Ukraine.
Okay.
So everyone can see the state of how it's actually looking. Right?
Remember, guys, this is you're live. You dictate how it goes. Ask questions, whatever you want about prepping or just about Brian's bad habits. Oh, wow. Look at that. Lit up like a Christmas tree.
So, yeah, we've just had Shotska City get hit, and which was this one?
Make that bigger.
If I pull StreamYard a minute onto the second monitor, I'll see what you guys
There we go.
There. So if I zoom in just a touch more, this is what we're looking at so far. And over the last sort of 2 hours, as long as I'm good at doing this, this is what we've been looking at in the way of statistics for alert history.
What are we looking at here?
So today, from 7 a.m. up till now.
Is this just air raid warnings?
Air raid warnings, yeah.
Right. Okay.
There's our legend. So you got the alerts, the artillery shells being orange, grey important messages, and mass media reports of the explosions or hits being yellow. So it's been rough over the last few hours. And if I break it down to just today a minute. So this will give you a breakdown of what regions. So you pick certain ones. The ones we've been focusing on mainly has been the Kiev region and city. And today it's been spiking up to one being at 10 o'clock and another being at 7 at the moment.
Do you have any frontline statistics for that, like actual troops? Because we know they're going to get bombarded all over the place from all sorts of range things. So
not on this one.
No, it's how far they're pushing that line, right? That's what's what's going to make or break it.
The other map we use has all the advances and that, but I've been having issues with it on Google Chrome as of late, so I've only been able to stick to this one.
They mentioned the other day they were averaging about 1.3 kilometers.
It was, yeah,
gains.
1.3 to 1.5.
Yeah. Time to evacuate Kiev.
To be fair, that has been rumored over the last few hours this evening. So
that's just me. How rude.
No, it has been like that the last few hours. People have been
Yeah.
saying in the one YouTube chat I'm watching that a lot of people inside of Kiev went to shelters early and stayed in shelters before any of the air raids went off, with fear of what his response is going to be to the new sanctions from the
Yeah.
EU. Because that's a good point to make. That turning point there between Slovakia and Malta, they were dead against the whole 18th sanctions package because it would affect the gas supplies for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what NATO, because I've done some reading and don't exactly state what they've done, but whatever NATO have done, they managed to convince them enough.
Money.
It is, isn't it? It's going to be
proudest in the
money.
world, yeah.
But the question is, are they going to actually stick to that?
No.
How much
course
is this? No, exactly. How much is this going to be stuck to?
Well,
Germany got caught the other day sending them stuff as well.
I heard that. I heard it
For-
whispered through the grapevine.
Yeah, Germany get caught sending them things. They're all still trading. They're just doing it through back doors, and everybody knows it's going on.
I don't know if we're allowed to smoke on camera, so I'm keeping it covered just in case. But
don't care. We're not monetized on this one, so it's an open forum for the network. I don't put the adverts on for this. You know,
oh, that's okay.
it's 100% sponsored by the Gin Stitcher with his £5 donation. So
Thank you, Gin Stitcher. Oh, excuse me.
Polonium said, "Open question. I sold my nephew a camper van a week before lockdown. Am I an asshole?"
No.
No.
That sounds like two questions. What's the camper van got to do with it? Oh, you're an asshole. We met you, so it's fine. We like it.
You've probably made them a lot of money because when lockdown hit, van prices went up by about 33% on average. Because that's when I bought mine.
In my defense, you got a 10k camper for 5k. No, not at all.
Again.
Not at all. You can't give this stuff away to family when it costs you a fortune. So I
He's done all right there.
I sell my kids their lunch before they go to school. If they ain't got money, they ain't eating. Snapdragon says, drone warfare. I don't know much about it. How big are they and what can they carry?
Various.
Very.
Yeah.
It depends
Yeah.
on what type of drone you're talking about. You've got your Shahed drones. You've got the do any of you know the name of the new American one they just unveiled only the other day?
Oh, yeah, it's
I
a
don't-
rip-off of that. It's their version of the Shade 1, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
is there? All right,
Yeah.
thought so.
Are they-
Can't remember the name of it.
Are they still using Predator drones?
For intel and stuff,
Yeah.
but they're trying to make it, because of the volume, they're using cheap ones, but a lot of it's turning into fiber optics now as well because of the jamming. So there's always a counter for any new military tech.
I've seen clips where it looks like in Ukraine, some of them are using like the Smith's Toys store-bought ones and just like a charge hanging off the bottom, and it's just like crash it into somebody. Pretty much is the agenda.
Using the DJI Mavic ones, they're using them with a 3D printed claw on it. They're just mass producing and printing a claw, putting a grenade on it, pulling the pin, then flying them over a tank hatch and letting rip.
Oh, there's
So
me.
that-
I've got to sell a child if I want a DJI drone.
They're maybe spending £1,000 for talking sake
Hmm.
and a grenade to
Yeah.
wipe out a £400,000 tank, and we're firing potentially £1 million interceptor missiles for a couple of grand drone. You know, it's bonkers.
Yeah, the money exploding in the air is unreal.
Well, the
It's
money's
unreal.
exploding right now. 15 UAVs heading into Odessa have been shot down.
There you go. There you go. Well, I hope that answers your question. It is literally all scales from like tiny ones you'd buy yourself, all the way up to things the size of a small glider.
The Ukrainians are using converted aeroplanes as well, like
Like
small,
Cessnas.
yeah, that sort of thing, and putting remote controls on them and just away it goes.
How long before it's a pigeon with a vest?
You sent in Spotted Dick.
No, it's oh.
It's going to be a Blackadder moment.
Have you seen Four Lions?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Brother Crow. He's making these little vests for exploding crows, and one's his pet, and he blows him up as a test.
God, that was a good one. That was.
Preparing the Path says, I completely agree with Mark's adventures. War is horrible, but the fact that the US meddling and NATO expanding, I don't think he had much choice to not seem too weak. But he will take Ukraine, but not further. The problem is, if he fully takes Ukraine, that's not what he wants, because he wants that buffer zone between us as well. The reason that they're justifying this is NATO was never supposed to expand to them border states, right?
Mhm.
So
you want Latvia next and Lithuania.
that's it, and take half the country, strip the assets, and leave a DMZ running down the side.
See, my
The
belief
phrase
was-
breathing room springs to mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember another person saying that little phrase?
What's that?
We need breathing room. Old Uncle Adolf.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of recent, and I'm like, what?
I don't know if it's just me and Mrs. RP's way of thinking, but we both kind of look back to the old Joseph Stalin days with Bolsheviks men. It's power through expansion. The reason Russia, well, Mad Vlad wants to push through and take over all of Ukraine again and take it back to its pre-2014 Soviet borders, if you will, is because his end goal is to try and take over, not take over, but to try and take on, NATO. It's a big show of who's better and who's not. You know, it's saber rattling at its finest, but with some serious repercussions coming at the end of this.
Have you ever watched Red Dawn, the original?
Yes, many moons ago.
I love the irony of Red Dawn, that the original was Russians, and somebody thought this is no longer realistic. We'll have to do a
Chinese.
remake, but make it the
Yeah.
Chinese/North Koreans. And little did they know, the Russian would have been more.
One of the scenes in it, one of the kids asked, why did it happen? How did it happen? And the colonel who'd been shot down says, well, you know, the two toughest kids in the block, at some point they're going to fight.
Yeah,
And it could be that simple.
and we constantly hear the, every empire has its day sort of thing,
Yeah.
So, and yeah, we could be coming to the end of that. I think the end game is not them taking over the world and us all speaking Russian. It's flipping the economy in their favor, right? It's becoming, it's no longer based off the US dollar is probably what they want at the end of the day.
It's a giant game of Monopoly.
Everyone entitled to the opinion, though. We welcome them all. Exactly the only reason the EU want in is resources. They are big. Ukraine has loads of resources underground.
Yeah, they do. A lot of natural earth. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Rare earth.
I wonder if that's why we're so heavily involved, because our economy is obviously, wonderful at the moment, but, we could always do a bit
it's
of extra
booming.
cash. Yeah, it's booming.
It's great.
It's no cost of living crisis.
Want a cup of tea? Spend £4.50. Oh, it's great.
Question from Nikki: if Russia takes Ukraine, will NATO help them get it back?
Nope.
No
No.
Nope.
chance.
Because
When
then
have
you'd have a de facto state of war.
My words
Instantly, yeah.
exactly there, Bri.
Yeah.
They'll do what they said they would do when they annexed the regions. It's Russian territory. Any foreign state that attacks it, it'll be seen as an attack on the motherland and they'll react accordingly. They would just do the same thing and hide behind the nuclear saber rattling, and NATO would shut a brick again.
That's the problem,
yeah.
though. They can keep doing that.
That is the problem.
Every
Yep.
step. And I mean, as much as that war games we had on Sky was a war game, it rings true that how many would step up and risk being put under the cosh? You know what I mean? It's
None.
Yeah, none. Yeah. What do you think of this Germany agreement then, Brian? Is that Starmer realizing NATO might not help him and trying to get something ironclad? And do you think that'll hold up more?
I think we take too long to build weapons for a war that's been fought, that's driving technical innovation. We are talking about making a longer range version, a missile that was made 15 years ago, and it was planned 10 years before that. We're past that. We're past multi-million-pound weapons. We've got kids with an Xbox controller blowing up main battle tanks. We need to get ahead of the game here. This is old tech. This is an old way of fighting war. We need to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, definitely.
We need a quantum leap in our munitions and armament. In the terms of what was it? Was it Friedrich Merz or was it? No, it wasn't Friedrich Merz. It was Mark Rutte said we need the quantum leap as a NATO for GDP.
Yeah. I was listening to something before, and the guy, this expert analysis guy, basically turned around and said he listened to the same speech by that Rutte, and he said, and I commend him for saying spend more money on defense and stuff like that. He said, but 5 years, we're looking more for like 5 months where we'll need this.
Yeah, I agree with the 5 months. Because I think was it last night? I said to you, looking at the state of Ukraine and the way things was going, we got not 3 to 5 years, we got 3 to 5 months. Yeah.
Something to add fuel to your fire. 3 of the major Russian banks. No, because we're all real preppers. No, three of the main Russian banks have indicated publicly that they're going to need a state bailout because they're going to go bankrupt.
Yeah,
the clock's ticking for him, and at some point his hands are going to be forced to make rash and poor choices soon.
Yeah.
See, I don't think so. I actually think it's going to get to the point where Russia's economy is on that very thin. We're going to go. We're about to lose our economy, and China's going to bail them out. China's going to bail out Russia. They're going to take out one hell of a debt with China. China's going to say, you owe us big time. Go and poke the bear. We are taking Taiwan. Consider that repayment in advance. And that's how Russia's war machine is going to carry on until it either gets stopped by NATO or until something groundbreaking comes out of Ukraine that can halt that invasion in its tracks.
I would agree to an extent with that, on the premise that it's in China's interest to extend the conflict because it depletes Western resources, munitions, and willingness to get involved in fight. We get war weary, and the longer that happens, they've got longer to build up their tech and infrastructure to invade Taiwan. So the point's got merit. I just don't know if we've got that long.
Kelly's Eye said, no, they can't, as NATO article would be enacted. See, the NATO article is nothing they have to do by law.
No.
It's basically, it goes to them and then they can make a decision per country whether they want to support and get involved, you know.
Plus, Ukraine's not part of it.
Yeah.
At the moment.
End of July. That's my prediction, says Telda Boy. So, you know.
I could see that because of the weather side of things, because the weather would turn more favorable for Russia and Ukraine during the end of July throughout all of August. But the way that the storms have been at the moment, battering the hell out of Russia and Ukraine, the last few nights, the thunderstorms, I tell you now, it's been a spectacle to watch. Mm-hmm. But fuck me, I bet it was scary being there. It actually looked horrific, not going to lie there. But the way it has been going, there's so much flooding at the moment, it's making a lot of the urban warfare quite difficult. Mm-hmm. So that's going to push them back at least 4 to 6 weeks on that front to let it dry out. Enough for heavier vehicles, heavier artillery. I think, as horrible as it sounds, and it's an age-old saying, without it being so much nuclear, it could be a form of a nuclear winter. It could be the biggest offensive we see. At the end of the day, Russia's using a lot of its old stockpile still till it runs out. So you're looking at T-95s and things like that being brought back out, potentially.
Oh, just digging out the antiques.
Yeah, well, they were the best for that type of climate. During the winter months, the Russian tanks were practically... Well,
yeah, it was unstoppable. Yeah. Well, winter stopped the Germans, didn't it, pretty much? So.
Indeed.
Brian's sitting in the dark so he doesn't get any more crap about his flashing lights. So I hope you're happy, guys. I hope you're happy.
You monsters!
The light's not directly connected to the AC, is it? It's not one circuit.
No, it's separate RCDs.
Right, we've got quite a few more comments. Guys, I won't get to all your comments. Do apologize. Capitals or super chat if you want noticing, please. How do you hide / camouflage from a drone? It depends on the drone, right? Some of them, if they've got some sort of infrared or heat, then, it's going to be very difficult. But some of these, like what they're using commercial-wise, like these DJIs, it's just like anything else. Somebody's on the other end and has to be able to spot you. So hide well.
And Rift, to add on to that, if you mean it in the context as a person, how do you hide from being spotted by a drone? It all depends on where you are and what type of environment you're in. If you got your hands on a ghillie suit somehow, you can, but you got to take into account, does that drone above you, if you don't know what it is, have thermal imagery? If so, you got to try and hide your body thermals.
World War III spreading across the UK.
Breaking news.
UK urban preppers lying down in the centre of Manchester in a concrete jungle wearing a ghillie suit. They'll never spot me.
Best treat ever.
Good question. We'll have to put it some tests. We'll get JP's drone and a couple of people in camo, and we'll do a little test at the Scottish Meet. That sounds like a fun activity to do. Haven't the US included upgrade AKPWS with infrared sensors onto Ukraine?
Yeah,
no idea.
I
it was in the report. It was in the report that Donald Trump released when he stated that he was going to arm up Ukraine to the hilt.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Thank you for that. Evil Girl says, anybody want a 38-year-old man-child who has you looking for a watch in the bedroom only for it to be next to the PC? Sounds like she's having fun. Blessed in Love and Light says, what a BS question, Coke or Pepsi? They are both really bad for you. The best things they are good for is cleaning the toilet. The only trouble is get into the water. Speaking of the poll, 57 votes, and we're at 54% Coke, 54% Cola. Another vote you're losing, Brian. Another vote you're losing. So
I may be able to take the balance on that.
No, you can't be involved.
I just like to think it's a cry for help amongst the community. It's practically self-harming. Without the marks. They're crying on the inside.
Snapdragon says, Ready Player One, talking about the futuristic warfare. Have you seen that film? Ready Player One. It's like total virtual.
Is that the kind of anime thing they all run about with VR headsets on?
Well, yeah, it's like Avatar sort of thing. It's a virtual.
world.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's all classic video game characters, movie characters, anime franchises, all pulled together into one parallel virtual reality.
Great movie, which they've still not made a sequel for, which I'm gutted.
They are. There is rumors that a sequel is coming in 2027.
Listen, there've been rumors that there's going to be a sequel to Twins with Arnie, Danny DeVito, and
that's true.
Eddie Murphy, and that's not appeared yet.
No.
Amphia, the end game is fighting to the end towards the internal collapse of USA or Russia and China. That's a scary end game. Kelly I, war is run with resources and manpower. Russia has both. The West has none.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the West has got resources. It just lacks the manpower.
We've got power, but it's not man. Some are kettles, some are toasters, some are penguins. They're whatever they identify as this week. Russian inflation is now 20%, says Indy Scott Bryan.
Car factories were...
Sorry, go on.
When you go, mate? I was going to say the car factories the other week had posted that they're going to be going down the tubes as well, but 23 of them.
Where at?
Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah, the finance, the costs.
They make terrible cars anyway. It's fine. Well, they're responsible for the Lada.
The Lada Riva, yeah. I remember that. Worked on a couple.
The special, the deluxe edition had a heated rear window just so your hands were warm while you were pushing it.
To shove
it. Russia drones targeting Ukrainian farmers reported in the news. There you go. That's not good. John C, £5 super chat. Thank you very much. Hello, comrades, he says. It's good wording on the current topic, but thank you for the super chat. It's really appreciated.
Every time I hear someone say hello, comrades, it takes me back to Command and Conquer.
All right. You just got the voice in your head.
Well, yeah, Tim
I
Curry.
preferred
Right.
Total Annihilation.
Let's talk about prepping. If we all think it's 5 months, 3 months, tell the boy is getting ready for the end of the month. What's that changing prep wise? Anything for you, or changing plans wise? Anything for you? I've literally just filmed a 40 odd minute video that's got all about World War III and how I'm prepping. So I'm not going to give any spoilers for me. But Brian, are you changing anything? Are you prepping any different slightly? Is your mindset different?
The mindset is not different, but I've spent a lot more money in the last couple of years prepping than I've ever done. This year.
Don't say it. She's watching.
Oh, she's complicit with this round of power banks. I reckon
Right.
about 12.5 grand so far this year, all in. Easy.
Do you want to adopt me, Brian?
I'm sure we could come to some arrangement. You're not going to like it, but I'm sure you've got a pretty mouth, Mike. We can come to some sort of deal.
After the legs are waxed, right? After the legs are waxed.
It wouldn't be a deal breaker, mate. We'll talk about it off camera. So I'm at my limit of what I can do now.
Yeah. Has it been-
Space.
Would you say that's, I know you're focused on power channel wise, but would you say that's been focused on power, or has it been across the board? Because I know you invested quite a bit in freeze dried at one point.
It's been across the board. I've switched slightly to more freeze-dried food. I've bought more body armor. I've bought more power banks, bought more candles, bought more tins of food, built the shed for storage, added more solar panels, added more batteries, everything. Added some other stuff for hobbies. So I've added more of those, and across the board, it's been a balanced approach.
And Ben?
We've changed a lot. Like I said to you guys earlier in the Discord briefly, by keeping a closer eye on Ukraine on that. The way we've seen things ramp up, we've definitely changed our perspective. If we're talking the 3 to 5 month scenario, noise, right? If we're talking the 3 to 5 month scenario, for us, it sounds daft, but because all of our children are under the age of 6, anyway, that's going to be what. This will sound bad, so please, people, don't take this out of context till you hear the end of the sentence. But because they're under that bracket of not so much understanding all of the severity of the situation, it's more of they're going to slow us down in the longer run if we don't prep sooner, because there is no fluent understanding of how severe a certain situation can be. So say it's like 3 a.m. We're getting the September 7th alarm test go off August 1st instead. Shit's hit the fan. Right, okay. Wakes up Mrs. RP. There's an alert going off. We got to sort the kids. How do we prep for that? Oh, I don't know. We haven't told our eldest, who does understand anything about this.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going to happen to us now? Right. Well, I'll go upstairs and do some of the talking. You go do all the prepping. By that time, 10, 15 minutes of a conversation's passed. You're at 3:15. If there is some kind of missile strike incoming or a Shahed drone strike incoming, you've probably got 5, 10, 15 minutes to get to a shelter. And the thing is, we don't know how many shelters are active in the UK right now.
None for you.
There you
I can't
go.
know how many. None.
There you go. So,
Absolutely none.
where's your bug out location? Have we got one in place? Yeah, obviously. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
In a sense. But by the by, we've still got that one thing weighing us down. The understanding of the children. Because our youngest daughter, is on the spectrum, is ASD. And then we've got our son, which is, we don't know if he has anything wrong with him or not yet, because he's still way too young. He's only just coming at 5 months. So he's no bother because daddy can have him on his back or on his chest. That's a lot easier. It's mainly the youngest daughter and the eldest daughter. That's where we get the clash and where we get the right, that's where we need to draw our attention, our focus. We're prepped. We've got everything we need. We've got the supplies we need for more than a week, more than 2 weeks. But it's changed our perspective. The last few days, it's like, okay, now we seriously need to start thinking of a scenario where we can get on our knees with our eldest daughter and say, right, this is how you're going to understand this in case this happens. Because we're not saying it will, but if it does, you've got to be that big sister in a sense. You've got to be able to listen to mummy and daddy and know exactly where to go, what to do.
Yeah.
Because we even think extreme, call it if you want, but we think, what happens if a drone hit our house? We are actually in the process of packing and bugging out. What happens if one actually hits the house and our kids are cut off?
Yeah.
As horrible as that sounds, people say, well, why aren't they with you right there, right then? Well, think of that human aspect. 30 odd seconds, 40 odd seconds to get up the stairs or to get into the kitchen, for example, to get a torch or something if you happen to just leave it on the side one night because it's out of the blue. If something hits that house and you're cut off from your kids, what are you going to do then? If our eldest is the only one upstairs that can access the upstairs and one of us is trapped downstairs and another in another room, one of us can communicate with our eldest and she'll have the understanding of what to do. Aiding in either rescuing the family in a sense or in a way getting out to get a form of help or to try and get something done. So it's broadened our scope on the entire prepping scenario and situation. This time last month when we all spoke on Prepper Fireside and that, I said to you guys then, we're prepping like we normally are, a little bit here, a little bit there. I drastically redact that previous statement with the current affairs of what is going on in Ukraine because Putin has become very unpredictable. He's ramping up the ante too quick. NATO is definitely gearing up. And now Germany and the UK signing a defense deal where if he invades, we protect each other, That shows me there's a lot more they're not saying. And that's why Kaliningrad is on the cards to be a potential capture point. If you ask me, and I'll boldly say it, we are one step closer to World War III than we ever thought absolute possible. And it's time I actually would state that we don't force prepping on people. No, that's the wrong way of doing it. But people out there who have family and got friends that they do really care about, just put that little bit extra away on your next shop. And even someone like me, a random person sat here called Renegade Prepper saying to you guys watching, prep a little bit more. Seriously do it because this is turning our perspective around.
Yeah.
And putting our kids first and also thinking of, okay, nothing's calming yet. Nothing's calming yet. So it's like, okay, let's stop messing around. It's time to take this a little bit more serious because worst case scenario is we've over prepped in the end and nothing comes of this.
Yeah. I mean, you make valid points, especially with the kids. Snapdragon even said, okay, without frightening him, how do I prep for my 10-year-old? And I can't
Make
tell
it
you
fun.
how you... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, make it fun. Make it as fun as possible and try to use toys or if you've got like Action Men, a war game scenario that is fun.
Yeah. Lost in My Head said we have children under teens. Best bet is to practice even switching off the mains board and using torches or camping gas cookers and make it fun.
Yes,
100%. And to be honest, you'll be surprised how young they're mentioning things to them in school. So just make sure you're an open forum that they can come and talk to you about it. That you're not like
and let them help.
Yeah,
Let them get involved.
100%.
I would like to stay on that. Me and Mrs. RP have reached out to our local school, even though with the summer holidays now, for help with our eldest daughter, because one of our concerns is if we lose power to the grid and say one of our solar banks don't work or one of our power banks is fried and we run out of power. One thing about the technology of this day and age over the last few years, and any parent out there who has an ASD child will know this, they love their iPads or they love YouTube. Without internet, without power, one of their biggest, strongest coping mechanisms is gone. Yeah. That's why we're Lost in My Head said we have children under teens, and to best practice it. Definitely practice it. You won't regret it because it's harder now, yes, but it'll be a lot easier in the future.
Yeah, anything to do with prepping, practice. We preach it for absolutely everything, and it's the same for teaching family and stuff like that. Weird Fish, Mike, you suggest having 3 months of food. Can you explain why this figure and what a timeline might look like when SHTF? So when I say 3 months of food and stuff like that, it's usually on the radio interviews and what have you. I would recommend having 20 years of food if you can store it. I would recommend having 100 years of food, even though you're not going to live that long and you can help other people. What I would suggest is prepping to your means, right? If you've got an extra week's worth of food in your cupboard, you've got 7 days thinking time, 7 days grace period, 7 days to avoid the chaos. So giving yourself 30 days, 2 months, 3 months is even better. So 3 months with my logic is what I have in this location. Yeah, there's several locations with different caches and stuff like that. In this location, there's 3 months. Bigger house, I'd have more. Get a shed, I'll end up with more. But that's what I've got here. And the first 30 days we know is going to be the chaos. And then you're going to have another 30 days after that where lots of people are going to be drinking terrible water and basically toileting themselves to death and disease and what have you. And you have 30 days of rotting bodies and all sorts and stuff like that. 3 months is probably the period at time I would then be happy to go out and get to one of the other caches. So it all depends on your location, where you are. Bear in mind, I prep a lot differently to somebody who is a farmer or somebody who lives in a really rural environment. If I get my off-grid land, which is the plan for next year, I'm not going to rename the channel because that'll just be a nightmare, but I won't be urban anymore, so my preps will change. How I prep will change. So it's a very personal journey. 3 months is just a roundabout ballpark figure. Any new preppers, I would say aim for 30 days would be my first port of call. But again, it's all personal. Prep to your means. Don't max out your credit cards unless you're seeing trails from the missiles in the sky. So, or I jumped on and made my CME announcement that we did in the scenario the other day. Then you can go and max out everything. Well,
which was pretty good.
It was.
I'll have to keep that saved because then if it happens, I just need to press play. I don't even have to be in front of the camera.
Could I give props as well to Miss Worm's VA work on the introduction to the what do you call it the other day? That was epic.
Oh, the this is a scenario one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got so many Miss Worm audio bites.
Well, the thing is, me and Mrs. RP heard it, and I turned to Mrs. RP and I said, Miss Worm sounds identical to the history version of one of Sabaton's albums, The Valley of Death, when they're explaining all the years and when the wars took place. And I said it was incredible.
Right, here you go.
Brian, you do realise we can see you. Pie.
See, when she does that, it makes it sound like I'm listening to Harry Potter. Like I've just shown up at Hogsmeade and I'm going to go get myself some pumpkin pie.
Oh, yes.
She likes pumpkin pie.
It's brilliant.
I have full control. I have a soundboard. That's awesome. Anyway, back to the chat messages. Just smile and carry on as we are preppers, and that's why we are here, says Tell the Boy. I think he just didn't want to scare people with his July. Can you get that crap off the screen, Brian?
Prepper by name, prepper by nature.
Oh.
That's a good soundbite. I like that.
I moved the phone to
I noticed.
Any consolation.
let you see a quick tour the last 6 months if you want.
Wait. Boom, you're big screening it.
Right. And if anybody's got any questions, they can shout them out. But just a quick update.
I've got a question.
Go for it.
Do you know which way the batteries go in all of them? Which way around? Yeah. Have you checked?
If you don't know how to test them, you use the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, just look across them, mate, across the phases. That makes it more interesting. Oh, right, okay. So, long story short, that's where we are. Excuse me.
Have you got a, have you got
Anyway,
days,
that was it.
Brian? Do you roughly know how many days that is, Brian?
6 months.
6 months.
Good for 6 months. 6
Without
months
rationing?
for 7 people. Without
With-
rationing.
Cool. If you got to a 5 month mark, would you start to then spread that last
Oh,
month
yeah.
or two out? Yeah.
Because if it got to that stage, at 5 months, if I'm still eating things out of here, chances are I'm not going to be buying them or getting them anywhere else. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Big time, big time. Is there a school of thought that China will claim part? There is a school of thought that China will claim part of Russia when the time is right.
Yeah, I can see that,
Yes.
actually.
That could be how they cash in a debt, I suppose.
Yeah,
What you were talking about, that kind of plays
that's
into that.
where I was going with it. Yeah,
That's interesting.
Don't
Phil-
forget, the Russians don't trust them
exactly.
at all.
It's like
No.
just one massive game of Monopoly. You know, pass go, you collect your $200.
Go to jail. Do not pass go.
And they still keep significant military reserves on the border with China.
Mm.
Interesting though that North Korea are now helping them out, and their biggest ally technically is China. So
That's
interesting.
what I found quite shocking, actually, because wasn't it long ago, either pre-COVID or just after COVID, weren't there reports that North Korea and Russia actually had a massive falling out?
I don't know, but I think North
Don't
Korea is in a state where you offer them technology, you offer them money, you offer them food, you offer them anything, and they'll give you all their redundant millions of shells. Because the one thing they've built up is a military arsenal. It might be 10, 20 years out of date, but they have it. They have the stockpiles. The Soviet Union used to have the stockpiles. They used to have warehouses full of AKs, full of rounds, full of Chinese ammunition. All of
They've
it
used a lot, yeah.
But they've used a lot. A lot of it was redundant because ammunition does go off, kind of thing. It becomes like not as viable. But yeah, we could hire North Korea, send them enough potatoes, and they'll send us men back. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Potato.
Philip Hull says, beyond food, water, power, and shelter, how do we prepare for a potential war on our shores? Right. So I'm doing a whole video about this at the moment, which I'll release in the next day or two. However, what I will say is think who you're prepping for. Because if it lands on our shores, the age of military men will be expanded. In Ukraine, 55-year-old people were getting conscripted, 58-year-old people, up to 60 kind of thing. So what you need to prep for is not being there. Whether it's voluntary, whether it ends up being full conscription, whether it ends up being prison or fight, you're going to defend the shores. So you're not going to be there. So if you've got a wife and kids, they need to know everything. That's what I'll say. Brian, have you got any answer for that? How do we prepare for potential war on our shores?
Take up hobbies that are mutually beneficial to prepping in a worst case scenario.
Like crochet and knitting, you mean, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. So think about a complementary hobby that in the worst of circumstances would have dual use and read between the lines, Philip. Yeah.
And genuinely, it's good advice for any aspect of prepping, and not even like obfuscating what Brian was saying, but I was joking about crochet, but sewing, stitching, everything like that, all these crafts and arts all need to be relearned. There's people that can't cook on a campfire and they've got all the stuff, but they've never tried it. Come to a meet,
there's the thing.
Test your gear.
How many people have actually got a couple of sewing kits in their preps?
Would you like to see my Temu special that I got the other day?
Go on then. I've got a couple kicking about as well. Go for it.
So I've got
the one in the black case?
No, well, I've got loads of little they call them the housewives, they call them.
Yeah, the little plastic case ones.
Yeah, I've got a few of them scattered about in different kits, but I have got a big. And when I first got my own house, my mum's idea of a housewarming present was a giant sewing kit with buttons and everything you could possibly need because she knew it was something I wouldn't buy. So I've got all that. But I picked this up the other day just as part of testing stuff on Temu. And on the picture, I thought it was bigger, but it is what it is. So you open it up. Inside, it's got two spools. It's got this little cap that you could lose very easily. It's got two spools. One of that's you can't see it on camera properly, but that is like the green, and then it's got a lighter one there. And then in the middle, what just dropped all over my desk, and I'm probably going to stand on my bare feet shortly, is a selection of needles, sewing needles. And surprisingly, that one is quite a thick one. And they've got different thicknesses, thin ones. I am shocked, to be fair, at the quality. I've got sewing needles in there. My mum wouldn't have skimped out. Should have got decent ones. And these, really good heads on them, everything like that. And all that is going to be... I'm going to test that shortly because I'm modifying my hat to make it like Rogers from the meat, having the reflective material underneath the hat as well as a net that can be pulled down, you know, before the
That was a good idea, that.
Yeah, so I'm making that at the moment. So that's what I got this for, so I could do a review of this at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that cost me £1.30 or something ridiculous like that with free shipping. So, and that you won't even notice it's in your kit. It weighs nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a sewing kit to mend their own clothing. Everybody.
Yeah, but they should learn how to do it as well and test it. That's the point.
Yes.
Do any of you two, or should I say, have any of you two ever heard or done geocaching?
I know what it is.
Yes.
I've never done it.
Right. What you got?
If you mean by digging stuff and hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to places of him, like some places around here, they do it with historical landmarks, and they're in Tupperware boxes buried or in a camel bag in a tree.
Yeah.
You know. But
30-litre barrels, the blue ones. I've got a couple of them.
Well, I used to do it a long while back, and throughout COVID, I'd done it, and I got something similar to what Mike got off Temu. And you're right, those things are so weightless, but the ones we got weren't sewing kits. They filled them up with first aid kit supplies, and it was surprising how much you could actually squeeze in one of those as well. Oh,
first aid is
when did
covered.
You go robbing boots?
That's one cupboard, and there's another cupboard down there full, and that's the overages from my first aid kit. So,
also,
it's good to keep things on hand as well that you might end up.
Oh yeah, definitely. For Phil, when Phil asked the question as well about beyond food, water, power, and shelter, and all that, one thing I do want to point out, Phil, if you can, get yourself off a British company, Webtex military products, paracord.
Yeah,
this stuff is amazing.
Yeah,
we've been using this now. How long have we used this? About 2 years, 2.5 years. Yeah, and we've still got plenty on it. It just keeps giving and giving and giving.
They make half decent ghillie jackets.
Yeah, I got mine upstairs.
To be fair, as much as I won't put much stock in the electronic side of things, and we know Brian loves the solar panel, all my paracord's Temu now, and it melts the same, it wraps the same. There you go. So there's one of the little bundles that I made that just lives on my keys. Same stuff. I pulled it apart in lining. It's exactly the same inside. It melts the same and everything. So you want to save a bit of money, you want to buy in bulk, go and get a load from there. While we can still buy from China.
And get one of those while you're at it as well, Phil. Those will help you out in a pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent multi-tool.
Yeah. So yeah, any way to prepare for war on our shores beyond the usual preps there, Ben, do you think, for Phil?
For it to come to our shores, the best way you could prep is your home. Wherever you are, make sure you've got yourself a bug out bag, like how Andy explains it, same with Mike, same with everyone who has said the exact same. I'm not going to mention Brian the Pepsi god because we all know his bug out bag is just full of Pepsi anyway.
Don't refer to Brian as any sort of god. It will go to his head.
That is true. But no, in worst case scenario, if war comes to the shore, comes to the door, best thing you can do, hunker yourself down with your family. If you're with them, if you're out and about, make sure you've got your bug out bag on you.
get to shelter as quick as possible and make sure you have vital equipment on you. Only
Yeah.
the things that you would need to survive. If you take in a hairdryer, you're not going to need that to survive. You just want the basics and keep it as close to your person at all times as possible. That's the best way you can guarantee it, because you don't know if it's going to happen. And if it does, you're probably only going to get maybe a couple of hours warning, depending on where you are in the UK.
Yeah. I'm just trying to scan through a million comments here. Can I big shout out to Barry H? I won't give his full name. Who give a £10 donation on PayPal for tonight's stream. So
Nice
thank
work.
you, Barry.
And get
That's
yourself
really
one of these,
appreciated.
Phil. If
bag.
Mike don't mind, just pop. Yeah, they're on Amazon right now for 20 quid.
What's that one? Is that combat? Is that a combat one with a
Yeah.
K? Yeah. That's the one I had. I gave one away at the prepper meet. Actually, Rift Security took that. Actually, I'm just staring through. We've got loads of comments. I'm so far behind, guys. I'm so sorry if I miss any. I have put the link in again for the StreamYard. You can come on the camera. People can jump on and jump off anytime they want. There's no commitment to stay. If you want to come on for 10 minutes, have your say and jump off, that's absolutely fine as well. And sorry, that was a fruit fly.
One of your pets escaping, were they, Mike?
She must have opened the Pepsi. The flies have started coming in.
Try to save you for the Coke.
Mr. T, 16 foot by 8 foot by 4 foot high bunkers made out of 4 by 8 by 4 plywood with 4-inch posts, roof supports covering 8 inches of sand or soil will become the new fashion accessory for the garden. It's a good idea. I mean, I might do it as a project instead of buying a shed. Do you guys think I should make an old school World War II bunker instead of a shed in the garden? But like an above ground one, so I'm not actually going to go in there for a war, but it just look cool, right? Sandbags around it. That'd be an awesome project.
Base it off fallout shelter. Give it a nice
You
blue
know-
and a nice yellow. It'd look lovely in the garden.
If you were going to go down that route, you can buy some 8-foot diameter galvanized culverts
Yeah.
for not a lot of money.
For doing the Anderson style like dome thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll them in the front, burn it with sandbags if you wanted to, and then you just need to sort out some 3/4 ply for the ends.
I'd have
Even
to
if you were
I'd have
laminating.
to line it though if I'm going to use it for storage, because it would
Yeah.
be damp.
I mean, it's not practical for storage, really. It's just as a curiosity.
It needs a dual purpose. It needs a dual purpose. But yeah, it's a great idea, Mr. T. I look forward to you sending me the pictures of yours when it's finished. It's still alive. NATO has 8.658 million military personnel, including active soldiers reserves, while Russia has 3.57. So there you go. So they've got the personnel. How willing they are, we don't know. How much of that 8 million are Americans, says Kelly. What does it say on your T-shirt, Miss Worm asked Brian? I did put it up before.
I don't know because it's upside down and I can't read it, so I don't know.
Stand up and give us the Mac flasher look. We'll read it. I might look like
I'm not listening.
I'm listening, but in my head I'm driving further down. Can't see.
My camper van, that's the one.
There you go. When it's not broken. That's it.
Touch wood, it's
there you
been
go.
okay.
Yeah, there we go. I've been looking. I'm so tempted
How does
just
it drive,
because of
right?
What's that?
How does it drive?
Yeah, good. I've had a I like that.
Keep going, you'll turn me into Eric Cartman.
Screw going home, going home. Drives fine, mate. We bought it just at the start of COVID. I spent a year and a half building it, and yeah, we've had it up and down to Cornwall, north of Scotland, all over. This year and last year, I've not really used it much, so which is a crime. At the first year or two, we were away every weekend, but yeah, I've not really. It's been sitting there doing nothing a lot.
Another super chat by the Great Gala. Thank you very much. When it all goes wrong, I'm heading to the Winchester for a pint and to wait for it all to blow over. There we
A
go.
pint of what, Mike? I can't really read that. Was it Pepsi? I think
Oh,
it was.
it's gone! Oh, it's gone!
I'm sure it was Pepsi.
I missed it.
Sure it was
I missed
Pepsi.
it. It's definitely a cold pint of Stella. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. No thanks.
I've changed my preps. Was all about storing enough water for 6 people for 3 months. Now I make sure I have enough water filters to last a long time. Life Straw, Sawyer, main food preps at the moment are tinned. Don't change, add to. All right. If it's a really bad situation, make sure you've got enough stored water in the house, because on day 2, day 3, when everyone's eating the dog and each other, you don't want to be going out trying to filter some water by the river. Make sure you've got enough stored in for that initial period. Have your filters for afterwards. Definitely. Multiple. So with water, you can't have enough backups. Water butts. I've just set up the tank at the end of the garden, plus all the filters, stuff like that. Plus, I know where the nearest water source is and the amount of bottled water I've got. Brian's the same. I've seen Brian's water. His water setup makes me a bit envious, but yeah, he's got a good water setup there, Brian. Have you got the filters and stuff as well for gathering more afterwards, I assume, Brian?
Oh, for the Lifesaver one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's spare filters up there for it, but I need to get more. Do you know, I've never used it yet. I thought I'd ran out of stuff to review. I need to do the review on that one. So thanks for reminding me. That'll be the next video then.
There you go. Next video. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Brian's channel if you're not already watching over on his channel at the moment. Ben, what's your water situation? Because you're in a flat. I mean, the benefit of a flat roof is, worst case scenario, when it rains, you can stick a load of containers up there and gather all the rain. But what's it like for storage water? It must be difficult. He's lost his audio again, hasn't he? All right, we'll ask him about his water in a second. It's fine. Call it indoor camping, sleep in a tent, and the living room, etc. That's about making it fun for the kids.
The kids.
I've done that with my boys a few times. The problem is then they ask for it every single weekend now. Question: does Brian have additional freezer space for the neighbours when a month or two in?
They're too gristly. So, yeah, it's not going to work out.
I'm sure he means for the neighbours' food to help them out.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I thought he meant. I got that way wrong.
Assuming we survive, why not come to the Scottish Pepper Meet in 2026? Tickets are selling fast. Buy them here. Thank you, Miss Worm. That is awesome. And they really are. I'm shocked at that, Brian. Like, the how long it took us to get the first lot in, and we only had the one field. And then as soon as we've done that and people have seen it and people have enjoyed it and how good it was, I expected a slow burn, but like 43 pitches, I think we're up to now, unless anyone's booked while we've been on live, because that happened the other night as well. So
I think
43 pitches.
I'm still looking at my calendar because we got to work out when we're paid next. And after sorting out our preps and everything, we've got to make sure we can afford it.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to invest. Well, Telder Boy's not going to invest because end of world's at end of July. So
how much was it again, Mike, for the pitch up there?
35. It's a full 3 nights because it's the bank holiday weekend. So it goes from Friday till Monday. It's a lovely site. If you went and stayed there for 3 nights in the bank holiday, it would have cost you about 60, 70 quid. So
I can't fault that then.
You're getting an absolute bargain, even if you just go in there to enjoy the lovely Scottish sideways weather and being eaten alive by the cannibal midges. It's all part of the experience, guys.
Do you know, I think a lot of people, when they saw the videos after it, and us talking about it, up until then it was an unknown. Nobody actually knew what it was going to be like. And then when they actually got a chance to see who was there, what had happened, the good humour, even though it was pissing down, the good humour, the live preppers fireside from there on the second day. Do you know, it was just a good time. So I think that's probably why the tickets have went like hotcakes.
Yeah, I mean, and we're gonna need speakers and microphones for the demonstrations, I think, and we're gonna need an actual stage for the because of the amount of people there. It's not gonna just be like 30, 20 people around on chairs. We're gonna have to sort something out. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We enjoyed it. I mean, the videos didn't even do it justice, Brian, because none of us were filming because we were too busy just laughing and.
I never took as much as a picture.
No, I know.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it because I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I regret it in a way that I just couldn't share that. I should have got more footage. I'm going to have to hire a cameraman. That's what Johnny was supposed to be doing. And he said, yeah, I took some pictures, sent me 3. I'm like, cheers, Johnny.
JP did a blinding job. And that was fantastic, his help.
Yeah.
So
Indy Scott Bryan says, download a phone app to manage food prep inventory. Do you have any recommendations, Brian? Because Indy Scott Bryan, sorry, not Brian. Because I got one the other day, and the only frustrating thing is they all seem to be made in the United States. So you scan, there we go. My Pantry Tracker is what I got. You can't even see that. There we go. Put that right down. So I got this My Pantry Tracker. So it'll say like it's got, you put the dates in, so it says that's that big red square says 29 items have expired. But it's very American based. Someone needs to do a really good UK one. If you've got any recommendations, Indy Scott, let me know. Brian's got a whiteboard, right? That's what I
was going to say. Can I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
Behind me on the wall, there's a whiteboard, and I just put permanent marker what it is, a little box, and then with a dry marker I put in when my stock levels change, because if I lose the phone or the phone goes tits up in an EMP or whatever, a lot of things could go wrong, but a whiteboard will always be there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that inside the pantry cupboard, so when you open the cupboard door, it's the whiteboards on the other side of the door, so it's a good idea.
Plus it's easier than pissing about with screens.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not dissing his idea, sorry.
I put up a set of the blinds today, but I couldn't find, because we've still got boxes from moving, I couldn't find the battery for my drill. So I used the hand drills in my preps. Worked an absolute treat. So I was there with the old school tools putting the things up today. Do you think the government will produce a prepare leaflet? France is due soon. We haven't had an announcement still.
Well, they've done
Brian,
it.
You what?
They've already done it more or less last year with the 72 hours, although they changed it for 72 hours.
The soft relaunch of a site that already existed.
Yeah, no. That's all they've done, and I don't think we'll get anything else. I don't think you'll get the Charlie Says Protect and Survive type error where it's unscrew your doors and lie them against the wall and pile them with flammable material, and that will save you from an atom bomb. I think we're past that.
From burying you.
Yeah, I think we're past that. I think people ain't going to entertain that.
No, but I'm surprised they've not done more with like that app and put advice out through that, because the only time you're going to get an alert is when it's too late.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you surprised though? Really? Are you really surprised? Because I'm not.
I am in a way, because the BBC started to gain such traction. I did multiple interviews. I spoke to people who wanted interviews where I couldn't fit them in, so I could have done more. And I thought with the traction, especially with it being the BBC, who are completely non-biased and not controlled by the government at all.
Oh, you cynic.
With it being them, I thought maybe they're taking notes, and that'll have a knock-on effect, and they'll start to get us more prepared, as it were. So no, so Brian doesn't think there'll be a leaflet. I think there will be, but will be nowhere near soon. It's going to have to be, it'll be after they actually make a move on NATO. Ben, do you think they'll make a leaflet?
I don't, not this time.
No.
Only because look at all your banks. We're going paperless. So they want to stick to paperless. Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to be worth anything whether we get, well, I say whether we get an app or not. In a sense, we got one, we know that, but like you said, it'll be too late. So no.
Listen, guys, is there a demand in the UK for a preparedness app, a proper one that tracks your pantry, that tracks your preps, that does everything like that, gives you all the instructions in one app? Let me know, and I'll start making inroads into it.
There's no appetite for preparedness. Full stop. Therein lies the problem. Never mind an app.
Yeah, no, I mean for us, for the people in the know, the app. But yeah, the problem, like you say, Brian, is if it comes through the door, it's going to end up in the junk mail. If it's on morning TV for 30 minutes, it's forgot about when the next story is about Jim the dog with 3 legs, you know, who ran a marathon. It's on the lay-by. So how do you get that message to people and let it sink in? We all have had that struggle with friends and family, right? So
we're still having it because nothing's really changed.
No, yeah, constantly, definitely.
I mean, if you really want to take a deep dive into it, in a sense, the only way they could particularly do it and spread the word without it just being on the morning news or anything like that is on buses like they used to many years ago. Like they still do, actually, when they're displaying cinema listings on buses and trailer art. That's the only way they're going to do it. Or like in Bristol, the Hippodrome. They would
it'd have to be consistent, constant, subliminal. It's going to be like... is it Beyond, the film with Roddy Piper?
Oh,
they live.
They live.
Yeah, they live. It's going to be like that with the glasses, and it says "obey" on all the boats. It'll just say "prepare."
Yeah. But no, you get what I mean, though. It's not going to be mainstream where it's going to be through the letterbox in junk mail. We know that because they're going to go paperless. They're not going to go down that route.
Free pen. Honestly, a free pen is how you get anyone to open an envelope.
That is true.
Junk mail back in the day when my parents had the tour company, we send out like mail shots. We got mass produced like 20,000 free pens, put them in. So much more response than just a letter. Just saying, free pen. That's what we need. Prepping guide and a free pen. Carry a few days of prescription meds with you at all times. Good advice there from Snapdragon. You never know. Even in peace times, you can get caught up and not be able to get home and stuff like that. And you'd hate for something as simple as that to be your undoing. Sorry, I'm going to miss loads of comments. We were 50 behind. Why not ask Sweet Talk the other halves to video? Oh, right, okay, yeah. So yeah,
Mrs. The prepper,
preppers. Yeah, she's going to be a camera woman. She doesn't know yet, but let's have a look if I miss anything. 2030 gets mentioned a lot for when UK and Europe need to be prepared to go to war. Is this realistic? Do you think we should be prepared before this? Yes, I think you should be prepared yesterday. Yeah, the best time to be prepared was yesterday. The best time to start preparing is right now. So 2030, I'll be happy. I'll be a happy man if we get to 2030 in peace times. Doubtful.
I would agree with you. I think I'd be a happy man if we still had lights in 2030, one way or another.
You will, from your individual solar panels that everyone's going to be allowed, or your 20 minutes of electricity per day that we all have an allowance of.
Yeah, that's about right.
Brian, are you sure you're not going for the title Beacon of Hope? So when shit hits the fan, we could just look out one direction, just see a mass glow of solar arrays on a tower.
Do you know the sad thing is, though? See the same people that were desperately trying to persuade to help themselves out. They're the very same ones that will be with the pitchforks banging on your door, calling you a filthy hoarder, and people like you have got everything, they've got nothing, and try to burn your house down. And that's the sad reality.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. That's the very sad truth, unfortunately.
That's also why a lot of preppers stay shut away and keep themselves to themselves, is because there's too much of a bad characterization over the term prepper.
Yeah, well, one of those interviews, they tried to ambush me a bit with that, didn't they, about the panic buying? And I'm saying, like, literally, we don't go there and buy all the beans on the shelf. We get 1 tin extra a week or a month or whatever. It's a slow build. We're not taking food from anybody's mouth. But when it's not there anymore, they'll think that. Yeah.
You've bought yours so that you don't have to go to the shops when everybody else is buying 6,000 rolls of toilet roll and 40 loaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So 5 years would be nice, Weird Fish. It would be nice to get to 5 years. I hope we do. You know, none of us hope this happens. This is a hobby that we enjoy. This is a pastime. This is how we fill our time. This gives us reassurance. Whatever you're doing it for, whatever reason you're doing it for, we do it and we want peace. You know, we hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So I'd love to get to 2030 and there be no issues, but I honestly don't see it.
Neither do I.
So unless something drastic changes in the next couple of years, and I really hope it does, but we shall see. We shall see.
Oh wait, I've lost my webcam again.
You have.
That's okay. That was because I was swapping USBs.
Who in their right mind watches the BBC? Not me. I just
Nobody.
was on the radio interviews. So, nobody will admit to watching the BBC because then they'll have the TV license checked, right?
Oh yes, with their fake powers.
There'll be a leaflet probably on how to swat flies. Yeah, that's how much use it'll be. That's how
Yep.
much use it'll be. What do you think Trump will do day 51?
Call Alatolias. That's all I can remember from that headline. Call the Alatolias.
What do you reckon after his 50-day deadline? Do you think anything will happen, Brian?
Depends what way the wind's blowing on the day. It really does.
Depends if Melina's putting out.
Do you know, it could be something as simple as that. The unpredictability of the man makes it impossible to decide which way he's going to jump. But if we judge him on how he's been with the tariffs, he extends them. He does big fanfare press shows about how he's going to do this, and there's deadlines for this and deadlines for that, and then changes them. So that uncertainty makes him very hard to call, but I think he'll probably have an element of last-minute face-saving. There'll be a meeting with some Russian ambassador, or somebody's meeting Vlad the Mad, and because of that meeting, ongoing discussion, they're going to extend it another 30 days or some shit.
Yeah.
Because what's the alternative?
Hey guys,
Press
can
a
I
button.
interrupt 2 secs? Sorry. We just caught an explosion on one of the cams. If you want me to live stream it quick and then go back so it can be shown.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
1 sec. This is what's going on right now. Mad Vlad is angry. Where is it? There it is.
Breaking news on the UK Prepper Network.
Welcome.
Uh,
Right, let me see what you guys can see a second.
You've got the blinking light again, right?
Oh, it's-
I'm not getting up to turn it off now. If you don't like it, turn the fucking phone off.
right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
I don't know if there's audio, so I apologize if it's too loud or not, but it's the top right, Pavlorad, I believe that is.
Yeah.
Let me go back to it. Okay. Here we go. In the next 10. Oh. Yeah.
Oof.
That was a big one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think there was another one shortly after that. No, that was it. That was just the one explosion, but this is the fire and the smoke coming from it so far.
Yeah. I wonder if they're picking up the size of the ordnance then.
There you go.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, the size of the ordnance, apparently, according to the chat, was 300-kilogram bomb.
Wow.
So that's what we've got at the moment going on the front lines.
Crazy.
Keep
Hope
your eye
it
on
was
that
just
for me,
some
sweetheart.
random building and everyone was safe.
It puts things in perspective, though, when you think how hard our life is, how
Oh,
hard
yeah.
the thinking lives are, and there's
Mhm.
poor sods hiding from drones in a trench. Doesn't even
Mhm.
thinking about somebody's kids, huh?
Yeah, I know. I tried so desperately to try and find a prepper from over there, like as this all started and stuff like that. Because I interviewed the guy from Poland. I've had him on twice, but yeah, I couldn't find anyone that was a prepper there. Would have been interesting. We had a mate pop around and said they would turn up if anything happened. I laughed and said not a chance, but they will. And then saying no now is very different to saying no in the situation.
The trick is to enunciate. No. No.
No, fuck off. No, fuck off. We're always going to be wrong in prepping if the lazy see you better off than them. Yeah, true.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what is going on? I don't know if there's one fruit fly or if I'm suddenly getting attacked by everything, but it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger fly.
14 stop.
God.
Pilgrim in the house. Good to see you here, Pilgrim. One of our American cousins from across the pond. And I can see his chat now. It wasn't my end.
I'll be over visiting our friends across the pond in September. Hopefully grab
Emptying a
some more prep.
suitcase.
Mate, it's going to happen. I'll do the same as I did last time. Just fill 2 cases with stuff.
Nice.
Go to the ship range.
Lost in my head, cheap 12-volt LED strip for £2 off Temu, 12-volt battery with a small solar panel. You have the very least of light, an easy light solution. Yeah. And to be fair, you can get some half decent all-in-one ones, like the camping ones. You can get some half decent ones. I've got 3 on the way that I'm going to review and see how bright they go and see how long they last. And at least that's an all-in-one solution. If you can't afford a solution, if you can spend 20 quid and you've got your lighting sorted, you're going to be happy, right? So I've got a few of them coming, so we'll review them properly. But yeah, anything's better than nothing. And candles are always a good one as well.
I've thought that myself so many times when I was younger.
Yeah. Not even gonna rise to it. I thought that a few times as well.
That was a separate issue.
Preppers come from all walks of life: disabled, poor, uneducated, as well as the rich, educated, and able-bodied. Yes, no true statement has ever been made because we have them all in our community. What did I say the numbers were before? 306 people in our Discord, and we have people that are living paycheck to paycheck, and we have people that have an abundance, and it is literally all walks of life with a common shared value, which is nice to see. There's not many other hobbies and groups that have that eclectic scope, right? Because even if you're like a historical reenactor, you've got to pay a fortune for the equipment, so you know what I mean.
Well, thank you, the prepper, mate. You people that hadn't actually met face to face for the most part. Everybody just yelled. There's a common interest, and it's very rare to find that there was no standoffishness. Everybody was chatty, approachable. They would engage, and it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, definitely. And come along and find out for yourself. I've posted the link again at the bottom of the chat if you want to get involved. If you just want to get involved in the chat, feel free to pop the questions in. Brian, what's on the shopping list? What's your next prep? Power bank.
You know, I'm almost, well, never say never. I was talking to still logging tonight about that. Are you going to buy any more power banks? I was like, well, I don't need any more now. That's me. I'm pretty much don't need any more. If MD from Blue Yeti or Daiquiri wants to send me some for free, that's different. That would be nice, actually. Next preps, just more things. I want a set of body armor for everybody in the house, which I don't have yet. I want to get more of the 25-year food, the freeze-dried stuff. So I'm probably going to bring a lot of that back to the States if I can. And just get more of. I need to do more. I'm overdue doing some pasta, rice, and flour mylar bagging. So, just more of the same.
Cool. Ben, anything on the cards? What's your next preps?
Oh, I've got a list on Amazon. I gotta get some new Baofeng.
I've got a list on Amazon. It's usually linked below the videos.
Go and check it out, people. Mike's got some good stuff on there. There's a few I bought. But no, yeah, seriously.
For himself, not for me, though.
You don't know. Wait till the next prep I meet. Nah, but no, seriously, yeah, with us, ours is quite a short list at the minute because we are on a bit more of a tighter budget, like I said with the previous conversation, not comment, about doing more prepping now at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're mainly going to focus on just stocking up now a bit more of the paracord.
What else was it you wanted to pick up? It was the Baofeng walkie-talkies, because our last pair, unfortunately, have given up the ghost, even changing out the batteries. Nothing's bringing them back to life, so going to replace those two. And
Curious, if they died, how long had you had them? How much had they been used? And had they had any adverse weather on them or anything?
oh yes, the ones I had, they were my first airsoft ones when I took up airsofting, and I managed to get them in the Amazon Prime sale for back in the time they just come onto the shelf. So it was just over 45 quid on Amazon. I managed to get them for £13.
Yeah.
So, and you can imagine we're in Wales, and I would travel all the way up to Stockport and go paintballing and airsofting up there.
First and only.
What do you mean?
Was it first and only airsoft?
The
you went to?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it.
yeah, and then I went to Asylum Paintball.
I don't do CQB.
CQB. Nah, that's fair. No, I got a mate up in Bolton, and I spent the best part of 10 years back and forth Bolton, literally like 5 or 6 days a week. But
Poor bugger, I used to live there.
oh, I loved it. Look, comparing it to Wales, I loved going up there. It was a break for me. But
I left Bolton to live in Wales.
well, there you go. But yeah, no, I fucking loved airsofting up there. But no, yeah. So they managed to survive being soaked, being up a 40-foot tree, and then being dropped. They were sturdy. So no, they were all right, and I think they lasted me. Well, we know 2025, and so they died end of last year. Yeah, they lasted me a good 8-9 years.
That's good going.
8-9 years of being battered. That's not a bad review for somebody who keeps them for an emergency.
Yeah, and well, that's what they were originally for, and then obviously Airsoft took over that. But no, I mean, I think I only ever changed out the batteries on once or twice within that entire time period. The cells were great.
Yeah, no, it's good to know. It's good to know.
Mm.
So you're getting radios and paracord. That's the
Pretty
next
much.
on the shopping list.
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone's adding to that in the chat. I have posted the link again. Don't be shy. Come and talk. You can turn your camera off if you don't want your camera on. You can just be audio.
Yeah.
Thermal scope, says Wheats. Thermal scope.
Oh, I hate thermal scopes.
Why?
Iron sights or a proper clear scope. I don't know. They just fuck with my, pardon the French, but they do. They fuck with my eyes. The difference in contrast and hue through a thermal scope messes my eyes up.
But have you ever tried to use a normal, like 32 by 5 in twilight even?
Yeah,
It's a
still
nightmare.
the same. It's an absolute joke.
Thermal scope, cool investment. We can really discuss that sort of thing here in the UK. I hope you understand. What was here? All right, yeah. We can't do the home protection thing, but if you want to see videos about it, Patreon is where they're going to be. I'm going to do a sharp and shiny video. Is going to be my first video on there, and you'll see some of my home gardening tools, what I use to combat the entire jungle of my back garden. I'm going to do a video on Patreon, so I don't get shouted at. How are taking on OPSEC drones, infrared security beams, CCTV, dogs, etc.? How are taking on OPSEC drones, infrared security beams, CCTV? Is he asking about us? Yeah, is he asking about our security? Are we taking on any of them? Do you do the drones thing, Brian? Have you? I mean, because I've heard people of having them for SHTF to then scout their neighbourhood while they're in the comfort of their own home.
I thought about it. I thought about buying one this year and bought more power banks instead. I thought the money was better spent. You'll probably find that hard to believe, I know. Out of character. I thought it was money better spent on that. As far as security goes,
you're covered.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have passive and active security.
Yeah.
And I'll generalise when I talk about that. So, passive security, you'll switch over to a more active security if things go wrong. And that might be something as simple as you've spent 10 quid on a roll of razor wire that you keep in your shed. that you
Yeah.
then put on your fence or that kind of stuff. But I mean, I did a review on a camera and it wasn't particularly expensive. And if the grid goes down and you get a power cut, you can run it off a power bank this size.
Yeah.
And I've done it and tested it, and it works fine. It's got two-way audio, night vision, spotlight, and I think it's about 40 quid or something. So I mount a few of them and different other things.
Yeah. Ben, have you got any drones, infrared security beams, CCTV, dogs?
No, I'm
lasers
old school. I'd like to stick to the old-fashioned ways. Got my own map, compass. I like to go out and survey the land. So if it was shit hit the fan situation, there's no guarantees we'll have technology available. If we have, like you said, an EMP once maybe that could actually say knock out enough of the power grid so we don't have anything at all. Yes, we've got a solar, but
all of Brian's power banks become paperweights in the blink of an eye.
Not all of them. A good few would be toast.
Is one in the bin? Is one in the metal bin?
I would have at least one power bank, mate, put it that way.
Yeah, all right.
No,
That's a good point, actually. Faraday bags, I didn't get them for the panels.
Yeah. You can get the material, you know, so then you could just make it to size.
I'll look at that. It's the RF.
You could buy a roll of the material, so you could like make it to size for the panel. So,
I'll try that. That'd be good.
So old school, you're just out there scouting and happen to be on the way to a baseball game at the same time. Yeah, that's
totally. Got to practice my swing.
Don't forget to take your glove and your ball with you.
That's right,
kayaks if you're near a river for discreet bug out. Have you still got kayaks, Brian?
Yeah.
You still got them? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm on the fence because I suggested to Mrs. RP getting kayaks, but I was wondering if you can get those sort of like inflatable style ones because we haven't got the room nor any way of actually carting kayaks around. I mean, inflatable still ain't... What's that, Brian?
I've had both. When we did the Spey, and my last proper kayak it would hold half a ton, and we did like 92 kilometers for 2 days, full of gear each, and Loch Lomond, round the Skerries, different places. So, and then I switched because I ran out of room, and I went the journey, and I've bought a couple of inflatable ones that I've tested myself, the wife in them. They'll take about 350 kilograms. So, and they've got removable skegs on them, so they'll crack in the water. The thing is to try it. And
that sounds quite all right, not too bad.
I mean, if you go to like the Decathlon or something, and you want one with a decent outer neoprene skin or something on it that protects the inner tubes.
Yeah, that was my idea, was neoprene.
Yeah, so you want that, and get some. See, the thing is, it's a lot of fun. Get some camping gear, stick it in some dry bags in the boat, get your life jackets on always, and then just find some place with an island on it. If you're over up here, go to Loch Lomond, paddle out to the islands and camp on there. There's loads of places to go, and they're fairly robust. You'd enjoy it. Never mind shit hits the fan. Consider it a practice run.
Again,
oh yeah, definitely.
Hobbies now that benefit later.
Yeah,
it's another one of those. Yeah, that's why I want a boat. I should have bought Steve's.
I've been through practice.
Sorry, guys. How are you approaching OPSEC? Yeah, so we were right about which question he was asking, stuff like that. With regards to me, we're already at like a level now. We've just moved into this house, CCTV front and back and side. Yeah, the garden's completely enclosed. There's only one way in, one way out, and it's got a US-made lock that you probably couldn't cut off with a diamond saw on there, and the usual stuff like that. No dogs, no pets, no animals. I just set the kids on people. So there you go.
It's worth mentioning to people that ultimately, with passive systems, all you're doing is a deterrent and potentially buying time and forcing them to go noisy. So no matter how robust your locks are and everything else, best case you're going to force them to go noisy, and you might have to take more active security measures.
Yeah, and that might be the case for yourself if you're not in a position. It's a bigger threat to get out. And bugging out should never be dismissed by people. I know people have different circumstances and it's better for them to bug in, and we all would love to bug in, and that wouldn't be a problem. But I'm in an urban area. If the threat's at the door, am I going to put that fight up at my front door against 10, 15, 20 people and risk my family? Or while they're trying to get through layer 1, am I going to be out the back and on to plan B? It's a case of evaluating.
Here's a good question for you. I don't think actually has come up yet. And correct me if I'm wrong, please. But what would your bug out strategy be? Like you said, about 10, 15, 20 people at your door. If you chose to bug out, if you couldn't get out that front door, how would you do it?
I've got several routes, and I've got several exits. The back door would be the one. It's an enclosed yard, but I've got a way to get up and get out.
Yeah, I get you. I
can get out the yard. People can't get in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that. And escapes wise, although it's an urban area, if they're there, there's no quick way for them to get from there round to the back. You've got to go around a million different gardens and houses. So I could be up onto the river, and I can be either leave on the river if I have something to do so at the time, or just follow that canal track and get out of Dodge.
It's quite funny you say that, because as you mentioned, we've got our ways. Get exactly what you're saying, Mike.
Yeah.
But as soon as you said that, a wild Hawkins just appeared. So I keep one eye open a minute.
Hawkins has got us all on his little stalker map anyway.
OPSEC is mentioned, and Hawkins appears.
That is a filthy lie and not true whatsoever. So ignore Miss Worm for that one comment.
I think I heard him saying that actually.
I don't think he did. No
Sure he
video
did.
evidence at all. No video evidence. Add a zero. Yep. Even all, don't worry. Supermod is here. All right. Okay.
Wait, are you coming on
already?
You're welcome to join, Hawkins. Open discussion.
Oh dear.
In your usual, full face.
mask.
Here's a good question from Weird Fish.
Excuse me.
What's your favorite prepper film / documentary? The documentaries are pish because they try to paint us all as crazy mental cases.
Yep.
That's why they hire certain preppers to go on them. And that's why it's always the nutters that are on them. And
It's
although
Slim
it makes
Pickens,
them popular,
it's Slim Pickens.
yeah. And it's not slim pickings at all. It's not. They could have approached 100 other people that were.
No, I
preppers at
don't
the
mean
same
that. I
time.
mean to pick a favourite paper film and documentary, it's Slim Pickens because they're all pish.
It's not a prepper film, but post-apocalyptic film would be The Road for me.
Is that the one with Viggo Mortensen? Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then part of the prepping in that is he does find somebody's storm shelter that's under like this mattress thing sort of thing with loads of preps in there, which is cool part of it. Regarding prepping itself, it's difficult, and somebody needs to make a decent UK version, I think. So, but yeah, the Channel 4 thing, Blackout, was an interesting take on it. Filmed almost like a documentary, but it was like an episode thing, and that was interesting because that kind of highlighted how chaotic a hospital can become, the traffic, stuff like that, and how unfriendly neighbours can become very quickly. So, have you got a favourite film like that? 28 years later, Brian. So, Ben, have you got a favourite?
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. Why not? Nah, I'm joking. Favourite.
All you need to prepare is a cricket bat and a name badge. That's all you need.
Oh no, I was going to go more for the Jag. I won the Jag. I do. Good choice of card. No, favourite prepper film or documentary. It's not really prepping per se, but my favourite favourite film is and has to be The Darkest Hour. Mainly because of its relevance to today, but also the one thing that always stands out to me and stood out with Mrs. RP was how Churchill actually got on the London Underground and spoke direct to the public. Didn't hide his fear, didn't hide his tears. He was straight, open, and honest. We don't get
Is that the
in
Gary
nowadays.
Oldman one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of his quotes to one of the little girls on the tube was, "I'm a bit of a blubber, so I do apologize." But no, it's just seeing that and seeing what's going on in the world that kind of makes it my favorite, even though it's not really prepping. I mean, he technically did prep the underground by saying
The sad thing is we've seen the last of that generation, and I really hope the Blitz spirit is alive in a lot of Brits, and they don't know it, and we see.
I think it
together.
So, it's almost like in the way of America, it's patriotic.
After seeing Spain, Ben, I have my serious doubts.
I don't. I still think there's going to be a handful. We can't say
we're here.
The same. Yeah, obviously that's true. But no, I get it. We didn't touch on it earlier, and I do see where you're coming from with Spain and that, and me when I said France. But I don't know. A part of me, maybe it's me being British, I guess, wanting to stay true to the British spirit of no, we will bounce back. But my favorite documentary, I don't really have one. I mean, I'm one of those sideliners who's like, I don't mind watching Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah, I do love all the Turning Point documentaries. Are really good. And
they are.
If you want to watch a good one that's relevant to now, watch the Cold War one and see how close we were then, and how many experts are saying we are closer now than we were then, and that's puts scary things into perspective.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have a film apart from 28 Years Later, which we know you love?
Homestead, up until the last third, was good to the point that when myself and
the only reason that ended like that is to set it up for a series. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The ending was dog shit. Right up until the last kind of third, something would happen, and I'd like to Mrs. SP. Yep. That people would do that. That's what would happen, and it was like that all the way through the film. And then it got to the end, and I'm like, yeah, that was shite. Which was really disappointing because it was going so well. And it reminded me a bit like that book 1 Second After with the bomb. And the psychology side of it.
I've heard rumours that's going to be made to a film.
That'd be a great film.
What a great book. So anyone that doesn't know, Brian put me on to 1 Second After. It's a series of books by Forsham, I want to say his name is.
You mean or something like that? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And it's a series. There's 1 second after, then there's 1 year after, and stuff like that. The first one is the best one.
It is by far.
I've been a prepper for a proper prepper, apart from the log burner, for like 10, 15 years. And that changed the way I prepped. And that changed my mindset on a lot of things. And it's based in America, so I expected to take it with a pinch of salt. But it really does hit home, and it talks on subjects that are very close to a lot of people. So, especially when it comes to medication and stuff like that. And and the dogs, yeah.
I have got a question for the community.
Go on.
Well, for everyone, actually, not just the community. We know Gen Z is being a topic during what's going on with riots and all that. What would it be like to actually, not so much, interview, but sit down and just actually talk generically with a Gen Z prepper? Because like you said, Mike, you've been doing proper prepping, excluding the log burner, for the best part of 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
All right. What about a prepper who started, say, 2023 and onwards?
Oh, well, I mean, we had George on the other night, and he's a lot younger than us. I don't know actually how old he is, but it's difficult, I suppose, because preppers are a rare breed as it is. To find one that's come out of the current schooling system and think they need to be ready for anything is going to be a hard thing to find. You know, you got to
Oh,
bear
yeah.
in mind, my oldest son lived with me for quite a while, and you know, he had all this drilled into him, and he's moved out and doesn't do any of it.
Yeah.
So my influence is minuscule compared to everything else he's had. So I think it'd be difficult. Anybody's out there, if you're a young prepper, if you're a Gen Z prepper, what's the other next one after Gen Z? There's something else now, isn't
Oh, I can't keep up with it, to be honest.
there? If you're above the scale on millennial prepper, get in touch with me. Come on the Prepper podcast and let's see your point of view. It would be really good. But it's a great question, and I'd love somebody to step forward on that one. Polonium said filming starts in September 2025 for the 1 second after film. I hope they do it justice. It's going to be one of those things that I put so much stock in the book. I really hope they don't skimp it.
Yeah.
Black
I hope
Summer is
so.
good, says Wheats as well. I've seen some of that. If you like your,
I'll take this opportunity to bail, Mike. I've got this
No
course
problem.
tomorrow. So, listen, been really good to chat to you all as always, and I'll see you soon.
Take
Pleasure,
care,
Brian.
bye.
Cheers,
See you in a
guys.
bit. Matt Kinsey said, "What size is the pitch? Are we talking about the prepper meet? If we're talking about the prepper meet, it's not restricted. It's not restricted. So we've got fixed pitches on one half of it. Them fixed pitches are mainly going to be for campers and stuff, but you could have fit 3 of Brian's campers on one of them pitches. So they're fairly sized, but the other part of it is more of an open field. So whatever room you take. I mean, if you are going to turn up on a 6-carriage train or a bendy bus, please let me know in advance. But generally, it shouldn't be an issue for anything. Do you really think the unprepared will turn up at your door? Surely, if we take OPSEC seriously, 99% won't know what you have, and then it's using grey man tactics like asking for handouts. Yeah. Obviously, it's difficult when you put yourself out there on YouTube, and I don't expect anybody on my street or anyone recognizing me or anything like that. Nowhere near big enough for that. Yeah, it is definitely about OPSEC. I mean, if you look at the Channel 4 blackout thing, it was because the guy started cooking on his barbecue when everyone was starving. Just have some common sense.
Yeah.
If you've got loads of light, practice light discipline. Spend as much money on the blackout curtains than you did on all the lights. So yeah, lots of people saying Night Brian and stuff like that.
Yeah. There was a quick one that Miss Worm did say to Finlay, put in all caps, but I know how far back it is. Finlay Whiston, I believe that is. I can't see from all the way back here properly. I'm 18 and I have been prepping since January 2021, 4.5 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
So there
cool.
you go.
Get in touch
Finlay-
with me if you're willing to share your story. You can come on a prep podcast. You can have camera off, just audio. Just email me, ukurbanprepper@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your story. That would be awesome.
And hell, I mean, Finlay, go join the Discord.
Yeah,
I
go
wouldn't
and join
mind
the
having a
Discord.
chat to you either, considering that would be some real informative information.
Not really a prepper film, but adjacent. Stephen King's The Stand. Yes,
Fantastic film.
The Stand. Didn't they do a series, like a mini series of that? What was that I'm thinking of? There was a Stephen King mini series like that.
Yeah, there
wasn't
was. Mrs. RP, do you know what the Stephen King miniseries was? You love Stephen King.
How fast can I Google it before somebody answers? No, it was The Stand. They did a series of The Stand. Yeah, season. They did one season in 2020, and I was gutted because I wanted to see more of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Stand was a series. That 11/22/63 was good as well. Anyway. Netflix needs to do an up-to-date version of the Threads. Again, it's something I've heard rumored. I don't think it's Netflix, but I'm sure somebody's rumored.
Yeah, wasn't that Paramount?
I'm not sure.
Because I know I've been keeping my eye on upcoming things because Mrs. RP's anticipating the next Fallout season.
Yeah, well, Weird Fish said the same thing. I think they're remaking Threads. Weird Fish, you have the best avatar picture, by the way, in here.
Yeah.
It really pops on the screen. I love it. Cool. Forget that. I'm putting my outside lights on in a blackout. Oh, just paint a big target. Well, there you go. I've seen it now. I'm 18. I've been prepping since January 2021. 4.5 years. Wow. That's really cool, Vinley. You need to get in touch.
Yeah.
The 4400 says Mark's Adventures. There we go. Been looking at large tents and gazebos, etc. for meets. Awesome.
Yeah, fair play, Mark. I've been looking at a few in our local town near us whenever I've popped out or I've managed to check it out online. And there are some good ones at the minute in the summer sales.
Oh, I went tent window shopping the other day, Go Outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got this huge canvas teepee, which I thought would be great for meets, great for the family, but it's like 360 quid, but it's still a bargain compared to what it was. It's dropped right down. I would love that. But we all know I'm going to end up with a £3 one from an auction and hoping it doesn't leak. So ambition is here, budget is here. They never quite find the middle.
Well, me and Mrs. RP, I think it was about 2.5, 3-ish months ago, bought one of the Poundland tents. Oh God, bought one of the Poundland tents.
They do tents.
They do, and I'll tell you what. I'll send you a DM later, Mike, when I can. Well, tomorrow in the morning when I get it out from the back garden. I had very low expectations of it, but it met certain ones, but failed in others. If it was a dry summer's day and you're going to take it, say, for a weekend at Glastonbury, and you knew the weather was going to be nice.
Is it the tent you leave behind? It's not worth packing.
Yeah, but it was great in the dry. The only thing was, it was that porous fabric stuff, and they still labeled it as waterproof.
Yeah. Sorry, YouTube's just messaged me saying that some of my content is not suitable for all viewers, which means somebody's lovely is out there reporting my videos as we speak. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the support. Yeah.
There's no end to it, because I was watching one of the COD streamers last night, and he had the same. He had a couple of notifications from YouTube because people were reporting it.
Yeah. Evil Girl said, I think they're a tenner in the pound shop.
Yeah, they are evil. The one we got, they had it in the discount section because I'm quite like that.
Cheers, Miss Worm. Mike's PayPal tent fund.
Then again, the one you sent in the Discord where you were stood in the center of it, that was huge and that looked impressive. But that was a while.
Yeah, but that's one of the Eurohike ones that would be a 2-season one. Its problem is the single skinned. Like, I really want a good quality one. That's why I've been looking at canvas. When I did reenacting, sleeping under canvas, there's nothing better.
No,
but
it's not.
It is what it is. I'd love to invest in. I mean, I'd love for anybody who's from Tent Box, the company, to send me a sample that I can review. That would be nice and convenient. What are your thoughts on decathlon tents, says Nelly? I was looking at the same time because basically I need to get a tent for the Cornwall meet, which is, I'm not like I'm leaving it last minute or anything, but it's in 7 days. So I need a tent because Mrs. UP and the baby are both coming. And I don't think they want to squeeze into my Ranger 1. That might be a bit uncomfortable. So I'm looking at something like that. But obviously, I'm on a budget. The Decathlon ones look good. And if you want something for 1 or 2 man, they're really good. They've got the blackout ones, double skin, really good hydrostatic head, spot on. As soon as you start going bigger with Decathlon into the family tents, they're either inflatable, which I don't want. I've seen too many disasters, or they're just price goes through the roof sort of thing. So the quality is brilliant, Nelly. The quality is really brilliant. I can't say the first party name, you know this. But yeah, Nelly, the quality is really good. The price point is a bit out of for the big ones. So the 1975 TV series Survivors was well thought out. Again, I'm pretty sure I watched that, but it didn't end. Like, it was like it's something that got cut. I hate when series get axed. Nothing's more frustrating. I've never had any issues with the Decathlon kit. I've bought a lot. Yeah, my first bike was Decathlon as well. It is really good quality stuff. Discord, yep, there we go. OEX are okay for the money. Yeah, again, same sort of thing with OEX. I've found it's really good quality, especially if you want something small, something for stealth camping, stuff like that. As soon as you go bigger, it just, it's a different level. It's different shopping for a tent when it's for a family.
It is. It is definitely.
Was kicking off on our estate today, had police and dogs in the alley at the back. Caught it on CCTV. Well, at least the police turn up where you live. They test kit on Mont Blanc. There we go. White Duck Tents. Ever heard of them, Ben?
No, I haven't. I'm actually going to pop that into Google while the camera is still cooling down a bit.
Let's have a look. Is that a thing? Or am I just Googling some White Duck Outdoors?
White Duck Outdoors.
Oh,
Ooh, hello.
these are my canvas ones. Oh, these are way out of my budget as well. Shocking. They look really cool, actually.
You're saying it's out your budget, but then again, if you're doing a whole group meet. Oh, good night, Mark. Take it easy, man. Yeah, like, your idea before of like people, if you all came together with the same idea, chip in to get this or that.
The land, yeah.
Yeah. Do the same with that in a sense.
I can't ask people to chip in for a tent that I would own. That's shocking behaviour. Wrong Prepper channel. Wrong Prepper channel.
Nah,
we don't do that.
But like, no.
Donations and gifts and everything are greatly received, but I ain't going to ask you. Guys, I want £627 18 regatta bell tent in Forest Green. Can you please donate?
Hey, that's cheap. I saw one on there for $1,000.
I know there's
no, I mean in sense
actually like the Rover Scout tent.
Yeah,
that comes in the Forest Green as well. There's some cool. I'll have a look at them properly. But thanks for that. Yeah, Kesha range is good. Yeah, everything for that's Decathlon again. Yeah, there's some really good stuff on there.
See, I haven't tried Decathlon at all yet. I've only ever done, I think it's One Tigris and things like that.
Yeah, see, I'm on the fence with One Tigris because I feel like it's the Chinese brand that made it. And I feel like they are just what you could get off Temu, just with a name stamped on it. So I'm a bit on the fence with them. I've got the sleeping bag I got is really good, but it's designed for someone a bit skinnier and less shoulders than me. Because I know what you mean. I'm being hugged to sleep in it. Few people tent. I love it. Yes, that's what he meant. Tent pole.
Yeah.
If he carries on looking, he'll have a trouser tent. Good night, Icky. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else. I don't think anybody else is joining in. The link is there in the chat. Last chance to get in. We're not going to go on for too much longer. But yeah.
Any more questions?
I need to be alone with this tent website, so hurry up, guys.
Uh-oh. Thank God we're past Watershed. Oh, dear me. So, here's because obviously you can't give a lot away because you've got a video coming out in a day or so.
Mm-hmm.
But hypothetically, so we can get some form of an answer.
Yeah.
Since putting out your videos, Mike, about the war games and your reviews of them, what you've taken from them, what you've sort of picked out and thought, oh, actually, I've seen that or heard that in the news at the minute.
Yeah.
After going through all of that, you're in the little bit you've heard about Ukraine and what NATO is doing. Where do you stand hypothetically in this scenario right now as it stands with its severity?
So, I mean, I say prepare for the worst, hope for the best. The hope for the best side has starting to wean. That's where I'm at. It kind of the Sky thing kind of gave me a reality check of they put too much faith in Article 5. They put too much faith in a deterrent that they probably would never pull the trigger on.
Yeah.
And I lost faith in that deterrent years ago when the last 3 test fires in a row went completely wrong. So we all know, and we're selling off ships, old ships and stuff like that, and we've zero air defense. You look how much missile defense any country in a conventional war needs now for missiles and for drones, and we don't have it. And I fully respect our military, and training wise and people wise, we're second to none, but we're under equipped to hell. So it puts me in a position where 6 or 7 years ago, I'd have classed this as a hobby. Now I see it as a necessity.
No, I can relate there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I just hope, like Weird Fish said before, we have till 2030, and I've got 5 years to get my land and get off grid and be in a better position. But if it happens tomorrow, I'm as ready as I can be to this stage, and it's as simple as that. But yeah,
Well, that's the best you can ask for in today's scenarios. I mean, we're as prepared as we can be, but I'm in the same position. You know, this all started for me realistically because of Airsoft, not just because of also being in the military and whatnot. It was more when I wanted to get out of the house a bit more after being through therapy, and I was like, okay, let's find a hobby. Screw it. I like the camaraderie. Let's go do Airsoft.
Yeah.
Through Airsoft, got into the reenactments of the D-Day landings, things like that. Moving on up through into, okay, I did it as a sort of mess about. Now I'm actually quite into this. It's quite enjoyable.
Mhm.
And a few of the boys I used to go with on Milsim said, look, we're preppers and we got into it through Airsoft. Why don't you? And they opened it up to me more so because I've always known about prep and I've always done it in a sense, but not to the state I am now. And yeah, no, it's through Airsoft.
I find that really interesting because I'm still in a huge WhatsApp group for an Airsoft team. So I was part of an Airsoft team. I technically still am, I suppose, but I've not been to an event in God knows how long. So they're an actual team. They train, they have tactics and stuff like that. None of them are into prepping.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I found that quite interesting.
It also depends where you go, though, don't it, really?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Rob B. Hi, Mike. Are you guys into Airsoft yourself? Yes, I was into it for quite a while. I used to have the Wells L96. Used to love.
Nice.
I was the boring airsofter that would crawl around and just get one good shot and be really happy. I was never a run and gun guy, but I liked the long campaigns. So like the 24. I've done 48 hours one. I did the D-Day landings one with the World War II airsoft lot down on the south coast of Wales. And it was a national park that ends on a beach, and it was the actual site where they trained for the D-Day landings. And we started on the sand. They had built makeshift landing crafts, the doors open, hails of BBs came down. They couldn't get off the beach, so the marshals had to move the whole thing back. Otherwise, it would have just ended on the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we fought all the way back into the forest. They purpose-built 88 cannons that were firing black powder charges all night. So you're literally airsofting and you got boom, boom going off. Oh, atmosphere was unreal.
It's incredible. When you go for full reenactment and they go all out on it, it is absolutely exhilarating. Yeah.
That's what I like. I like the Milsim side of things.
Same as me. Yeah. I had a VSR 10 and a plethora of Novarich marksman rifles and DMRs, and I absolutely loved it. I hated any of the AEG, any battery operated. It had to be spring.
Oh yeah, I like the gas powered AK that I borrowed from mate once.
Oh, GBs are amazing.
Full metal build, wooden handles, wooden stock, and full kickback with gas, and it was like, it was great.
See, I wanted a Car 98K airsoft. That was a gas blowback. There was one in Bristol.
Wait, are you talking about the one with the ejecting shells?
Oh yeah.
Then you've got to stop and pick them all up. This is the reason I never had a reusable flashbang, because I don't want to go and search for it.
It is a nightmare. But I held one, and so did Mrs. RP, and the weight was there, the contours, all of it. It just felt like the real steel. But they wanted nearly, I think it was like, wasn't it 370 odd quid? Yeah, they wanted like 370 odd quid for it, and I was like, that's steep. But for home defense, that's well, it is lethal if you shoot someone in the eye without eye protection, but non-lethal in a sense.
Yeah.
There's a good deterrence.
I found the happy medium, and it was an AEG in the end, but it was an M21.
Oh, nice.
So I could snipe, but I could also run and gun. It was great. Yeah. It was happy. I had custom scope that was modified from a normal flip up, but it was a 32 by 8 or 32 by 6, I think, and that came down so I could use the iron sights. So that was on the flip, which was really cool. Anyway, we're not on airsoft topic.
No.
I think the government are trying to bolster the BBC coffers and getting them to peddle their BS. The government are directing people to tune into Radio 2 for a lot of millennials, Gen Zs aren't having it. Bad news lost in my head. They've been doing that since the BBC existed.
Yeah.
The BBC is the government broadcast network. Simple as that. What is your dream prepping item? Not land or a bunker. A good bug out vehicle. I really want a Land Rover, something like that, and something I can do up, or an ex-military vehicle like a Ferret, something like that. But yeah, vehicle it would be, Polonium. I'd love to have enough money doing this to get myself an old Defender 220 or something like that. Ben, dream prepping item?
Ooh, dream prepping item for me. Probably, as weird as it sounds, a machete.
I've got 3. Which one do you want?
Good old fashioned commando styled machete.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely a better budget than my Land Rover. What sort of footwear do you have in your preps? Good one. I have combat boots, I have walking boots, I have trainers, and I have Crocs.
I've got
why Crocs? Because after a long walk and you've got to bed down and you're bugging out, you need camp shoes. So either beach shoes or Crocs. That's why.
Yeah, I can't have Crocs. They hurt.
What sort of footwear do you have in your preps, Ben?
I got ex-military surplus German World War II military boots.
Nice.
To be honest, those things I've had now since I met you in it, Mrs. RP. So I've had over 7-8 years, and they're still.
They'll only last you another 30 if you take care of them.
Oh, definitely. Good old spit and polish, and it'll be fine. Not real spit though, people. Just the term. But yeah, no. I got those. I've got my X-Trail like ankle support trainers, and just a pair of normal Adidas trainers with those memory foam insoles because I suffer with plantar fasciitis in my feet. So,
okay,
that's a hell of a word to say, but one of those.
That's what my mate does for a living. Makes insoles for people's feet.
I'll tell you what, these things are lifesavers.
Yeah, I'll bet. What's your thoughts on air rifles, PCP, Springer's gas, self-sufficient projectile hunting deterrent, and need rises? Do your research. Lots of channels will be in different countries. I will talk about this on Patreon. I gotta keep it all off the YouTube, I'm afraid. But yeah, everything you've listed has its place. Using it right is the key. And knowing which situation to use it in. You don't want to point something that goes plink at somebody who's holding something that goes bang.
Yeah.
Because that bluff might get called. But yeah, there's a use for all of them. And yeah, I'm going to get something at some point soon, which will be a cool video to do, but not on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Because I'm not in America. My neighbor runs a big airsoft company. He's diabetic and hadn't even thought of getting a mini fridge or on solar for his meds. Wow, mad. You need to message me and tell me which company though. I need to know this.
Yes, Miss Worm, me and Mrs. RP would also like to be informed.
Footwear, Grass Monster says, hiking boots, many pairs, wellies, waders. I've got wellies as well. Forgot to mention that. Didn't get any of them as preps. They were a result of various hobbies. Yep. There you go.
Think about waders.
I've got a set of gaiters as well. Old
nice.
Style canvas gaiters that can go on my walking boots and stuff, but when I find them.
Yeah. No, I actually didn't think about waders because you know what? Where we live, there's no real need for them. If you think about it in your like immediate vicinity, but then thinking more further afield now, it's been said, They would be really handy. So I can add that to my prepper list from the question earlier. There you go. Pair away it does.
There you go. Always learning, always learning. Don't want to get Mike funkied. We're getting everyone here walking boots, especially for trekking up to the woods. But my 13-year-old wants leather ones, not proper walking boots. Just listen, leather ones are fine. Just break them in. Break them in. That's the thing.
There is a tip. I don't know if it works. I mean, I can say it does because it does for me, but it's just one I've heard as a kid growing up. Put your leather in the sun only for a couple of hours, not a whole day, people, because they'll bleach. But if you're cautious and you do it sort of mid-morning into the late afternoon, you can put them in the sun and that should heat the leather up enough to help wear them in.
There you go. Old trick used to be standing in the bath with them as well. That used to be
there's that one as well, yeah.
Jack Pike, again, for footwear, and what you mentioned for Jack Pike as well. I've got some Jack Pike stuff. Again, that'll be on the next video over on the other channel. So
That multi-tool I showed.
That's something easily welded on, though, Amphia. Easily welded on. Say again.
That multi-tool I showed earlier, the Arctic Camo, that's a Jack.
All right, cool. Yeah, I've got a Gerber one like the one you held up, more or less, and I've got the old military issue one, which just goes with me everywhere.
I got that one. It's on my coat.
Hey, Mad Chick Acres in the house. How you doing? I have Timberland boots, 20 years old and still in good shape. There you go. I think the problem is brands are different in different places. So Timberland over here, I think, have become more fashion than function. So I don't think they're made the same as they are in the States. Timberland's overpriced and not as great quality, so it might be different over there, but that I find that happens a lot. Over here at one point, Rockport were all the rage, and then we went to America and the only Rockport we could find was in the discount bin of a Walmart. It was like nobody liked them over there, so it's weird how that happens. But Timberland, used to be all right, but I just think they're overpriced. Leather are great for waterproof. My Timberland whole foot went in the river at 3 Falls in Wales, bone dry. There you go. So they do make some good stuff. I just think the price through the roof. So
they are.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it, I think, Ben, because we're at 12:10, and I'm gonna turn this off and go absolutely mental at this fruit fly that's been driving me mad for 2 hours.
If one of them tennis rackets flies at us.
No, you just practice my nimble Miyagi. I'll get my chopsticks out. I won't do it on camera because,
Yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah.
And I got to go watch Ukraine because the map is still red, which is unusual for this time of night. So,
yeah, keep us informed on the Discord. If you want to stay informed, get on the Discord as well. There's Ben on there updating us all the time. There's loads of people updating with news all the time. I think I source Discord now before I go to my usual sources because the guys are absolutely on fire with getting the news on time. So full credit to them and part of the community. Any final thoughts and goodbyes, Ben?
Final thoughts is pretty simple, pretty easy. For everyone out there who's been commenting and saying about prepping, keep it in the forefront of your mind. Don't over prep, don't overspend. Just keep yourself in the know. Stick with what you know, and you can't go wrong. Thanks for having me on, Mike. Obviously, to Brian and everyone who has been on, it's been great. And I'll be keeping everyone up to date on Russia, Ukraine throughout the night because I'm pulling an all-nighter for this. And there'll be screenshots going up over the giant fire that's currently raging right now. So,
right, okay,
there's going to be a lot of reports going in on the Discord.
All right. So if you're getting an early night, you might want to put it on silent. But thank you for that, Ben. It's really appreciated and great, sensible, level-headed advice as always. Big thank you to the Gin Stitcher, to John C, and to Great Gala for the super chat tonight, and for Barry for the PayPal donation. And anybody else that's booked the prep meeting or stuff like that, and I've not seen the notifications. Thank you for all your support on the channel. don't forget the Prep Meet tickets. I don't want anyone to miss out on them. Genuinely, it's going to be sold out before 2026, and 2026 is when it happens in the end of August. So don't miss out on them, guys. And yeah, stay safe, keep prepping, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. You can hear me. Why is the 40 people still in here staring at a blank screen?